tonight was a great win.
That's all you got.
I'm excited for the win tonight, and like you said, we have a little stretch here at home, and I think it's important that we go out and play our brand of baseball.
Let's get nasty on a Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody tuned in today. The Cardinals pick up a win last night against the Washington Nationals. Certainly not something that's going to lift everybody's moods after the Cubs series.
A win is a win.
A win is a win, though.
That guy, special.
Can we heap some praise on Brendon Donovan? I know we're accused often of being the show that's just cranky.
Oh, we always say nice things about him.
We do say nice things.
We do say, about Brendon Donovan.
He's been getting a lot of praise. I would like to make a request, though.
What's going on?
Can we check and make sure he's not like an alien like Jamie? He sounds very. Today was a good win. Just got to go out there and do it again.
He's a pro.
Yeah.
Just does his thing.
That's one of 162, right, Anthony? You taught him that?
It's baseball.
No.
It's baseball.
Yeah, it's baseball.
Brendon Donovan is like the quintessential Cardinal. You know?
You sound like an alien. Like you sound like, I mean, you hit a bomb. You got your team into the game. You're an all-star. This is another day.
Hey.
Good win. We're proud of it. He's back at it tomorrow.
He's got his lunch pail right next to him.
So you don't want to ride the roller coaster. What makes you think that he wants to ride the roller coaster?
He's on the damn team. He ain't got no choice.
So Donovan, once again, comes through for the Cardinals. He hit a home run in the second inning to tie it last night against the Nationals. Burleson then doubled, scoring win, and then Newbar homered and added an insurance run in the 4-2 victory. But, I mean, I don't even know, because of the frustrations that seemingly are constantly boiling or have completely boiled over, I don't know if we appreciate just how valuable Brendon Donovan has been in 2025. Not flashy. He's not going to lead the league in certain categories, maybe batting average, but this is somebody that continues to be the most consistent hitter for the Cardinals this season. Obviously, the All-Star selection, a leader all the way around, and he comes through again last night. We got the text. We got a great text last week. I don't know if it was rhetorical or not, but we answered it. Where would this Cardinals team be without Brendon Donovan? And I think we can all agree that they'd be screwed.
Yeah.
They'd be screwed this season.
They'd be in the can.
So remarkable, just a remarkable year all the way around for Donovan. And I think you need to pay this guy at the end of the year, if not sooner.
Yeah, so we can...
Here goes Carey again. Carey doesn't like Brendon Donovan.
No, I love Brendon Donovan. I just don't think from a Cardinals perspective it makes any sense. You do that, you're going to be blocking J.J. Weatherholt, who you just promoted to AAA. And so it comes down, and Jamie, you know this, it comes down to skill set, talent, ceiling. Like, who has the greater ceiling? And at some point, that question is going to be, when they're both on the Major League roster, well, who has the higher ceiling at second base? J.J. Weatherholt or Brendon Donovan? Brendon Donovan has had an outstanding season. I will not take anything away from Brendon Donovan is an actual all-star. Not one of those all-stars that you got to be on the all-star team because everybody got to have a representative. Like, he has actually earned it. So, for me, I think it's going to come into question at some point. And that's the reason why I don't think the Cardinals pay him, because you don't want to block a future player who you think may be better than Brendon Donovan. You drafted him with the expectation that he was going to be your, like Mason Wynn, J.J. Weatherholt, were probably going to be your middle infield for the next 8 to 10 years. That's probably the expectation. If you do that, if that's your expectation, I don't think you pay Brendon Donovan. That doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve to be paid, because he does. I just don't think that they do, because it's not sound business-wise. That's my only point. Pay the man, but you pay him, you got to play him, and now you got J.J. Weatherholt.
So what's your problem with him, Carey? Just out with it.
What is wrong with you, man?
Just, you know what, like, I hear you.
I thought I broke that down very clear.
You did up until...
like the damn text line.
You did up until the point where you didn't tell me why I don't like him.
I don't dislike him. I love him. I do. I think he's been outstanding this year.
Doesn't sound like it.
But if you pay him, what are you going to do with J.J. Weatherholt, who you just promoted to AAA 2 days ago? What are you going to do?
Are you pausing signing what could be a pillar for your team because of what could be?
I am pausing signing a player that I think has had an outstanding season, and I think he is a lifelong Cardinal. Full stop. However, if you pay him a contract for a 5-year span, what the hell are you going to do with J.J. Weatherholt?
See your second baseman. If he comes up.
And you put Brendon where?
Left field?
Literally anywhere. He plays everywhere.
Where does he play? See, this is the problem I have with that, because we did this last year with Tommy Edman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can put him anywhere. You could, but I'm sure.
Put him with the Dodgers at MVP.
Exactly. But where do they play best at? Where does Brendon Donovan play best at?
His best position is second base.
Okay. So, but just throw him in left field. That'll work. Jamie, go play center today. Shut up.
It worked out pretty good. 2 goals my first game.
Did you play it again?
I played center. Yeah.
You would keep playing it?
For 34 games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you better a defenseman or a centerman?
Yeah.
They didn't give him enough runway.
I didn't get enough runway, Carey, quite honestly, you know.
What about when you play goalie? What about that? How did that work out?
I wasn't all that good,
Okay.
except for I didn't mind it.
You didn't mind it. You didn't mind
I didn't
the
mind
punishment.
it.
Didn't get enough runway.
You kind of like the punishment, if we're being honest.
In fact, that's the moment I suited up as a goalie, is the moment I knew that goalies aren't as crazy as people think they are.
Yeah.
Because they have all the equipment and the protection. The dummies are the guys that are blocking shots
In front of the
them,
goalie.
with no face mask, no big pads, no blocker, no trapper.
Yeah.
The goalies, those guys are crazy. No, they're not. Actually, they've got it figured out.
Did I tell you that's how my football coach in Little League got me to play football? He told my mom, he got all these pads on. He's safe. It's not going to hurt him. He has all these pads. She's like, okay. That's not how it works, Mom.
No.
It doesn't matter.
A little
No,
different.
you can still be rattled with all the gear on. I mean, Weatherholt too. If you're really worried about it, at one point Weatherholt may play
Trade
third
him.
base,
Trade him.
Or Donovan could play third base.
or Donovan can play second, and Weatherholt can be your third baseman. I mean, we also don't know. I mean, I'm sure we had these similar conversations about Jordan Walker too.
Oh, we're not talking about Jordan Walker until he hits a ball.
At the major league level or
You turned on him now?
At any level. Any level. He was 0 for 3 last night. He walked twice.
But him and good.
He scored 2 runs, stole a base. The objective of playing baseball, unless you're a pitcher, you gotta hit the ball at some point.
Yeah.
So we're gonna chill on Jordan. Oh, Jay Walk. For a little while.
Coming from J-Walk's agent, that's a lot.
Listen,
That's a lot.
We're just gonna work.
What turned the 0 for 3 last night turned it for you?
That was the 1 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. We're gonna work and just get our work done quietly. And then when we show up, we'll show the hell up. We'll show the fast lane up, Anthony. You don't worry about it. But until then, we're just working. Don't worry about it. We're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair. So you're not paying Donovan.
Carey Davis, if I were the DeWitts, I would pay the man right now.
Perfect.
I think he deserves it. However,
Carey.
no.
Welcome to the
However,
Donovan bandwagon.
as far as baseball, sound baseball decisions, I don't know why that would take place. Okay. He's got 2 more years, I believe, of arbitration where you don't have to pay him. He's still under contract. By the time that ends, he'll be 30. J.J. Weatherholt will probably be here. They are not in any rush to do it. It sounds great. It's a feel-good story. It would be outstanding. Is it the right thing to do? Sure. Is it something that they have to do or that they will do? I don't think so. It's just my opinion. And if I'm his agent, I'm pissed about it.
I get this guy.
And if I'm Brendon Donovan, I'm more pissed about it. Because he deserves it. But when you look at the flip side, the baseball, Jamie, you looking at me and you know I'm right. And that's the part that bothers me the most. That's the part. This is the financial guy. This is the guy that talks about the money, the business side. You got to look at it from you talk about it and you understand, but you go ahead and roll on out there, brother.
Carey.
Now, you know what? I'll roll.
No, hang on.
I'm rolling.
Carey,
by my damn self.
I have a question.
I don't need you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since you don't need me, I'll still ask the question, okay? If you're running a successful company / team, isn't the company ultimately more profitable when you have really good employees who care about the business and you don't ever have to worry about them doing their job?
100%.
Yeah. Thank you for confirming that, Carey.
Let me ask you a question. Is your job or your goal as a business to always find new and upcoming people that can do the job just as efficient as those that are being paid more or less or better?
But not at the expense of me losing guaranteed profitable employees.
If you know you have a person who can do this job, I pay you.
But I don't know they can do it.
But you gave me your example, sir. I'm giving.
But you're talking in hypothetical.
It's not hypothetical.
It is, because
you have all the analytics in the world.
Can he do the job? I don't know.
You know he can.
But we don't.
By this time, you know he can.
Okay.
And this player is making $5 million. This player is making $700,000. Same job. Same efficiency. One player, the $700,000, may actually have a higher ceiling. Who are you paying, sir?
Who's gonna?
All things are equal. Who are you paying?
Yeah, I'm paying the known commodity.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am, absolutely. Especially if it's coming to business. I cannot put my money behind a question mark.
I just told you it's not a question mark.
But it is
all
still.
things are equal.
Because you said, well, he could. The ceiling
I just
could
told
be.
you.
He may.
I said the
be
ceiling
better.
is probably higher, but right now they're equal. We're talking in a year. They're
So
equal.
Anybody who's been with a company for an extended amount of time, Carey has just told you that you're not valuable at all. That the kid coming out of college who scored really high on his SAT will have your job very soon.
He will.
Good luck, everybody.
Your job is to make sure he can't take it.
And that's what Brendon Donovan's doing.
That is, until somebody else comes and takes it. That's the job. That's the nature of the business. I told you, my coach told me our job is to find somebody to replace you. Your job is to not let us. That's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
And you damn know damn well.
Your company doesn't have Christmas parties, does it?
No, hell no.
No.
Those cost money. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
Just from 2 to 6 p.m.
Carey's company has a flag out front that flies half-mast all the time. You don't know who it's for, and it could be for you.
You could be next.
Ouch. All right, Sonny Gray was also a storyline last night. He tapped out a little early, mentioned that he was gassed after 5. He had nothing left in the tank. Is that an underlying issue or much to do about nothing? We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN. Sonny Gray left last night's game after the 5th inning. He wasn't hurt or anything. He just said that was all I had left in the tank. It's been hot. June was a grind when it came to the schedule. So there are some reasons why you say, okay, well, yeah, that he just kind of wore down last night. But he admitted that he was empty after the 5. Are you guys concerned at all that your ace only got through 5 in early July? Coupled with, of course, the fact that you got Fedde and Mikolas struggling as much as they are.
Yeah.
And you have no organizational depth. That's really where the concern comes in. Not that Sonny Gray's going to get hurt or whatever, but just we're all saying DFA or waive Mikolas, waive Fedde, but the organization has no depth, which is their fault. But the reality is they have no depth. And then Sonny Gray only goes 5 last night.
Yeah, I think unique, though, last night, right? Like, a couple things. One, I believe he's on 4 days rest right now, and it'll be 4 days rest again until he pitches against the Braves, I think, is what I'm understanding. And a weird kind of night. Long delay after long delay. He's probably ramping up, cooling down, ramping up, cooling down. By the time he got in his 5 innings, he probably was a little bit drained. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a one-off. Nothing while he was pitching indicated to me like there was a problem.
Sure.
I think it's Sonny Gray, a veteran player, knowing his body, knowing it's a close game, and probably just saying, hey, Skip, like, I can probably push through, but I feel like I got nothing left in the tank tonight.
Yeah.
And then they moved on to Matz, Maton, Romero, Helsley. They did 1 inning for each guy, end up being a non-issue.
Yeah, I'm not phrasing this right. This is less about Sonny Gray and more about Miles, because I'm seeing the comments come in with people saying that let's talk about the context behind only went 5 and all that. On the what I'm saying is, you want to DFA Mikolas and Fedde, right? You want to move on from them. You want to bring up McGreevy and maybe put Matz in the rotation. One of the reasons I believe they won't do that is because they're petrified of the depth that they don't have in the minors. So this is less about specifically Sonny Gray's performance last night and more about the big picture of you have no depth and they may not move forward. Because you're right, Jamie, you're absolutely right in terms of like the breakdown of why you only went 5. But I'm saying this is coming off the heels of everybody wanting to move on from Fedde and Mikolas.
Well, I think the main thing you have to look at is if you move on from one of, and that's where I've been this whole time, one of Fedde or Mikolas, you do have McGreevy that can come up and pitch not just the same amount of innings, probably more than what those guys have been giving you recently, and probably better. Mm-hmm. If there's an injury, though, and that goes back to our discussion the other day, is if there is an injury of any kind to anybody in the rotation, and you have DFA'd Erick Fedde, and you've brought up Michael McGreevy, but then let's say Matthew Liberatore, Sonny Gray, one of has something that's a 2-week to 3-week problem. Now what? Matz out of the bullpen? Is that do you just move Matz and then backfill with bullpen arms?
Right.
Probably. But you better hope that that's the only injury you have then.
Exactly.
You could have a bullpen game. Other teams do it.
You could have a bullpen game.
Yeah, every 5th day.
You
better hope that your bullpen doesn't need any work for the 4 before that.
And you better hope that your starters are pitching deep in the other games too.
For sure.
You know, I'm not.
Other teams have done it.
They have. I think we have underestimated how scared the front office is because they don't have the horses in the minor leagues. And again, that's their fault. But I think as we continue to discuss the 2 guys we want out of the rotation, the big picture is starting to come into play here.
I think the concern that you might be speaking of with Sonny Gray only going 5 innings is how gassed the bullpen can get. Like, you already know, like we saw Miles Mikolas in that first game in Chicago. They made him wear it. Like, you got to pitch because it's the first game of the damn series, bro. We're not going to blow up our bullpen in game 1 of this series. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Conversely, when Erick Fedde pitched, and it's the 3rd game, the final game of the series, all right, and then in the 3rd, get your ass out. We can use up our bullpen now going into a new series. Like, that had to be the mindset. So I think the concern that you're saying is if you aren't going to get more than 5 innings from your ace, what is the bullpen going to look like by the end of a series, by the end of a homestand, 6 games. Like, they're going to be done. And we actually saw this a few years ago. In 23, that bullpen was done. Like, every night, it was a different pitcher coming up and serving up home runs. Like, you didn't know who it would be on a nightly basis. You had no clue which pitcher was going to blow up on you. So I think that your concern is actually correct. Like, if Sonny Gray, and I think last night was just it was just a game.
Jamie broke it down.
Weather delay, short rest, like all of those things possibly led to him only pitching 5. But that is a concern if he can only give you 5, and you know Sonny, and you know that Miles Mikolas might give you 4. Erick Fedde maybe will give you 4 and a third, 5 and a, like, your bullpen will be done. And you won't have anything left by the end of the season.
Right. Well, it's Ollie's fault. He should have told him no. Kept him in there longer.
Oh, yeah,
right? That's all I saw on X last night was how this is all Ollie Marmol's fault that he only pitched 5 innings.
Everything is Ollie's fault.
You finally read that memo.
Yeah, I don't agree with it.
But you read it.
Yeah, it was some things that you wrote on there, like the weather, how the weather has been. You were blaming Ollie for that, like the tornadoes that we had.
He's got to see that coming.
The heat after the weather. Like, it was weird that you blamed Oliver Marmol for a God act. I don't think he has that much power. The potholes, the home plate size pothole that Marshy keeps complaining about. You wrote that on the list.
Well, that's definitely Ollie's fault.
That to me is absolutely ridiculous. He's not on the roads filling in holes. Like,
well, why not? I mean, if he loves St. Louis and he loves,
then you were complaining about
here.
I mean,
like the parking fees at the zoo.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on. Like, that happened before he even got here, I'm sure. Right? Come on, everything can't be.
It was almost timed up perfectly.
I didn't agree with it. He was complaining about the Emo's pizza, the cheese. He's like, Ollie is the one that chose this cheese.
You were blaming Ollie yesterday.
No, I blamed him. I didn't just blame him. That's the thing. I blamed the whole damn staff.
But is he not part of the staff?
He's the head guy. He's the manager.
And he's more important.
Clearly. Okay, I gave him fault. Yeah, blamed him for that. I didn't blame him for the rain, though,
Carey.
like Anthony.
Not yet.
Carey, you know better than I do. If you're either coaching it or you're allowing it. And he's allowing that cheese to be placed on that cracker. And it's been long enough.
You watch your mouth talking about the great establishment of Emo's Pizza here in St. Louis. Nothing better. You watch your mouth, Anthony. You damn Chicago, Detroit,
I think
New York,
San Jose,
Florida.
It's a tough look,
Floridian.
It's a tough look that you move Sonny Gray's start up, and he only gives you 5 innings in the first game of a series.
Sure.
That is a tough look.
It is a tough look, yes. I think for now it's probably not much to do about nothing, but if and when Miles Mikolas and Erick Fedde are still pitching at the end of July, I think we can look back and say that one of the reasons why the Cardinals have been scared to death to just move on, like other teams might, is because of something like that last night. They don't want to risk it.
That's a organizational problem.
100%.
Like,
it's an organizational failure.
Organizational failure. You all didn't provide. You
Yes.
didn't do what needed to be done to be in a position to have success.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be prepared for all outcomes.
Yes.
Meaning you have to have the players in your system that are ready and chomping at the bit, like knocking down the door. Let me in. Let me in. You don't have that.
Little pig, little pig.
Let me in.
Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Should make that a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It is.
No, I like a song. Like, yeah, never mind. Whatever.
A rap.
Yeah.
The 636 reminds us that Sonny Gray was not on short rest. He last pitched on Wednesday, July 2nd.
Son of a bee.
Huh.
Interesting.
So much for that, I guess.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah,
then. Which
throw the towel in.
Blues player is most likely to have a career year this upcoming season under Coach Jim Montgomery? We'll dive into that next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals pick up a win last night over the Washington Nationals, 4-2 the final. They're back in action tonight with Andre Palante on the mound going up against Mackenzie Gore. First pitch is at 6:45. Which Blues player is most likely to have a career year this upcoming season under Jim Montgomery? We'll discuss that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. As Andrew Marsh just noted in the Sports Center update, which Blues player or players is most likely to have a career year this upcoming season under Jim Montgomery? Marsh, I want to throw this at you first.
Yes. So I saw this on Blues Muse on X. If the Blues had Jim Montgomery for the full 82 games of the 2024-2025 season, this is the pace they'd be on. 48 wins, 25 losses, 9 overtime losses. That's 105 points. They'd be tied for 6th in the NHL with 56 goal differential. Robert Thomas, 96-point pace. Dylan Holloway, 82-point pace. So we asked the question, who is most likely to have a career year this upcoming year? There's one name on there there's one name that's not on there from Blues Muse that I think will have a career year. And not everybody, some people wanted to get rid of this guy, and that's Jordan Kyrou. Jordan Kyrou, a full year with Dylan Holloway. Pius Suter could be on that second line as the center. Man, I think he's going to have a dynamic year this upcoming season and prove everybody wrong.
So numbers wise, if you're saying he has a career year, numbers wise, what does that look like?
40 goals, maybe 80 points. Who knows? At least 40 goals.
Okay.
What say you, Jamie?
Jamie, is that realistic?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, he's had 36 goals just this past season alone. And if you go back over the course of his career, he's had 37 goals in 22-23. So he's hovered in and around the 40-goal mark. The highest point total he's had was 75. He's had 73 and then 70 last year. I think 40 goals, 80 points is something that's very achievable for Jordan Kyrou. I do. And as far as, and that would be a career year for him. I think I was looking more drastic. Like, to say that about Kyrou, yes, it would be a career year, but it's not like, oh boy, where did that come from?
Very true.
And I think there's two guys, in my opinion, that could have career years, and they're both very different players. I think Robert Thomas can tickle the 100-point mark next year, and he has not been he hasn't been close to 100 points in his entire career. The highest point total he's had was 86, and that was in 23-24 with 82 games played. Now, last year, 70 games, only 81 points. So I think Robert Thomas can be a guy that gets to 100 points. And then on the backside of this thing, I think Philip Broberg is going to have a career year. His first full NHL season under his belt last year, 8 goals, 21 assists, 29 points, only 68 games because he had that little knee injury that kept him out for about a month. But Philip Broberg, watching him play at the end of the season, and he gets minimal playing time on the power play right now. Who knows what that looks like moving forward. But I think Philip Broberg can be a 35 to 40-point guy. He was plus 21 last year. I could see that being a plus 35. I just see him turning into a very dominant player on the blue line.
I can see that too. Gary?
Are we taking Logan Mailloux and Jimmy Snuggerud off? Because obviously
they don't really have
they won't have a career yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just checking. We had a few people texting in. Yeah, make sure.
No,
I don't want to cheat because they're clearly going to have a career year.
Based on the first year, yeah.
I'm probably going to Dylan Holloway. I think Dylan Holloway, I think they figured out their line, where he best fits, and I think he's going to have 30, I don't know if he gets to 35 goals, but 30 to 32, 33 goals. He's probably around 75, 80 points. To me, that's what I think Dylan Holloway is. I think he's going to have an outstanding season. I think you saw how much this team missed him in the playoffs, like those last stretches of games where he was unable to play, dealing with an injury. I think if he does play, you probably, no question, you win that series and you make it to the second round, probably beat the Stars. So for me, I think Dylan Holloway is going to have a career year.
When it comes to Jordan Kyrou, what do you think fans would want more of? More goals, more points, or a better looking forward in terms of the defense? What do you, if
Jordan Kyrou?
If they had to choose between those two things, what do you think they would go with?
Just have him play like he did last year, but put up 45 goals. Because he was fine last year. He didn't hurt your team from a defensive standpoint. You know, is he ever going to be in consideration for the Selke Trophy? No, I don't think there's a risk of that.
He did get a point. Got a vote.
Yeah, he did get a vote.
Point.
He did. But I don't think he's ever going to be a front runner for that award. But if he is a plus player and he's putting up 40 to 45 goals and 80 points, and what do you care, quite honestly?
Yeah, you know, I mean, for me, I hope it's Jake Neighbors. I could see Holloway, I could see Broberg, Kyrou up in his game even more, but, you know, I hope that it's Jake Neighbors now that Zach Bolduc is in Montreal. But, you know, Jake Neighbors 2 years ago kind of had his coming out party, and you're like, hey, man, this kid, you got something here. And then last year, and Jamie, you can speak more to this than I can, obviously, but last year it did feel like there was some regression. It wasn't a terrible season by any means, but I did feel like there was some regression last year, and he wasn't as impactful as he was 2 seasons ago, or coming off that year thinking, hey, he's going to take that proverbial next step. Yeah. So I hope that it's Jake Neighbors that has the breakout.
So 2 years ago, I said that I thought that the 27 goals that Jake Neighbors scored was inflated. Not that the player earned them. A lot of them were net front goals, but he was getting a ton of opportunity because the Blues were not good. They weren't deep at the forward position. And so Jake Neighbors found his home right down there in front of the net and made the best of it. Last year, tried to duplicate a lot of that, but here's what's going to hurt Jake Neighbors. And it's a good thing for Blues fans and the Blues overall. It's maybe not a fantastic thing for Jake Neighbors' stats. Is the emergence of Jimmy Snuggerud and Dylan Holloway. And at the time, you had Bolduc, too, but now Bolduc out. But there's only so many spots that go around for power play time. And for Jake Neighbors, you know, look at how he ended the season. He was demoted to the third line. I don't say demoted. They positioned him on that third line more so than because Jimmy Snuggerud was getting first-line reps with Thomas and Buchnevich, where Jake Neighbors had spent a lot of the previous year with those guys.
Sure.
So some of the more high-ceiling offensive guys are getting some of the opportunities right now. And so Jake Neighbors, I think Jake's a 20 to 25 goal scorer. I think he's a 45 to 50-point player. And he's very responsible. He's tough. He's physical, net front belt, all that stuff. Character guy. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Jake Neighbors is what we've seen from the last 2 years, somewhere in the middle of all that. And I think that when you keep moving the ball forward here, like where does Dvorsky go a year from now or 2 years from now? He's another really offensively gifted guy, high ceiling offensively. You've got Stenberg. You've got like more and more guys are coming in, less and less opportunity for certain guys. But if you got a guy like Jake Neighbors who's a pillar in your lineup, and he's going to be a culture guy, and he's going to be a captain one day, he will wear a letter at some point, I'm convinced of it, then you're not worried about that.
We get an interesting name thrown out there from the Air Comfort Service text line. The 801 says, how about Jordan Binnington? Looked great to end the season, and the defense improved over the offseason.
It's pretty tough to have a career year when his first year in the NHL, he set almost every record going.
Very fair.
I'm not being that guy. I'm just saying, like, he had like a 938 save percentage. And like,
that's tough.
Pretty tough to top that.
What about like Vezina conversation? Does that, does it have to be statistics, or necessarily can it just be that type of conversation?
With the Blues getting better on the blue line and playing a much more sound game defensively, the way they finished the season, You'll certainly get a lot more looks. But if you watch the goalies that win those trophies, the Vezina trophies, they're playing on really, really good teams, too. The Vasilevskis, the Hellebucks, even the Swayman, Ullmark, those teams were, historical teams that they're playing on. It's tough if you're a wild card / third place in your division goalie. There's going to be some nights that aren't favorable for you. It is what it is. So I think Vezina is going to be tough for Jordan Binnington. But you guys know how I feel about him. I think he's awesome. He'd still be my first pick to win a big game.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marshall, Anthony Stalter. Hey, we want to have you leave some mic drops as well. Scott Lee Heating Company mic drops. What are your expectations for the Blues this upcoming season? Assuming that the offseason is a wrap and the Blues aren't going to make any other significant moves, what are your expectations for the Blues this upcoming season? So leave us a mic drop, and then that way we can play those throughout the course of the show or toward the 5 o'clock hour. Just want to get a gauge on you, the listener, and what you think the proper expectations are for the Blues this upcoming season. Lineup is out for the Cardinals and Nationals game tonight, and we'll play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN. tonight between the Nationals and the Cardinals. Mackenzie Gore goes for the Nationals. Andre Palante for the Cardinals. Mackenzie Gore, a left-hander.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
A tough night for the Cardinals.
Why would you say that?
Not a lot of really good righty bats.
It's because they can't hit lefties?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. We do know one person that can hit anybody. Any pitcher.
Yeah.
Show us Brendon Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Durkin! Bring me that arm!
Okay.
So I want to automatically go with Burley here. I think I should.
I
I think you should too.
All right, show us Alec Burleson.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Wilson Contreras.
Yes, sir.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
Does that put Arenado back here in the cleanup?
No.
Is he playing? He's still day to day. Is he back?
He said Katie Wu had a report yesterday that while he's not in the lineup yesterday, that he's trending in the right direction. So
he's probably
I'm
playing
assuming because at some point you're gonna have to put the dude on the IL if he's not coming back. So I think he's in this lineup. I don't know if he's at cleanup
Who the
though.
hell's batting cleanup?
I don't know.
Maybe he's Burley. Maybe they flipped him. I don't know why.
Maybe it's Burley.
Lefty on
Maybe they
lefty?
flip. Maybe flip him. I say we do it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I
It's
don't like.
your guy.
I don't like that stank.
what was
But
that?
you know what, Carey?
Go ahead.
Show us Alec Burleson.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
It's just a weird move.
Just flipping them.
Yeah, why? Against a left-handed pitcher, too. Like, what are we doing here, guys?
Our defensive coach in high school, whenever he wanted to play cover 2 on defense, he would just flip the safeties with the corners, and he called that cover 2.
What?
What?
Why did he do that?
I don't think he knew what he's doing.
What was the purpose?
That kind of to Jamie's point. I mean, how much are you really,
What are you doing?
right?
You went 2 righties in the first 3 batters versus 2 lefties
Yeah.
against the lefty who you don't hit well against.
You got to change it up, right, Marsh? I mean, if you can't hit lefties, you just got to stick with the same approach. Is that what you're telling me?
I think he's telling you the exact opposite.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you telling me the exact opposite?
I'm just telling you I would have 2 righties in the first 3 batters versus 2 lefties against a lefty. That's what I would do.
What if none of them can hit lefties?
I think that only matters in the first inning, though, right?
Well, they get more at-bats, though.
True. All right, Marsh loves it.
He does.
He loves it.
Yeah, it's just great.
He loves it.
For
Nope.
sure.
So who is this? This is not 2 lefties back to back.
Take back what I said.
Nolan
It's gotta be,
Arenado.
I think it's Sajasi here. Or Arenado.
It's probably Nolan Arenado. He's back. He is
I don't know if he's
back.
back, but all right. Go for it.
Actually, I don't know. You want me to
Show
do it?
us.
There you go. Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people say you get in your mid-30s in your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't
I
going
don't
to
know
stop
whose attitude's
playing.
worse right now.
Why?
Marsh's or yours?
So mine is terrible today. I don't care. It's terrible.
You know what, Jamie?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
But you.
Oh, guys,
attitude.
But you.
I freaking warned you guys. I told you guys.
Jamie,
Today's going to be a bad day.
Jamie, you're fine.
Yeah.
But you, Marsh,
We
with
expect
just
more.
your stank.
I don't
Absolute
understand how I have
stank.
a bad attitude. I think I have reason and logic.
You guys feel it from him?
Yeah, and I
I'm
don't
starting
really
to get
want
one
to.
because you keep attacking me.
All right, guys, let's lock in.
Is Sajasi here?
Is that who you feel?
No. Gorman.
Oh,
Gorman not playing?
I don't know.
You're not going to let him play? Because he's a
I'd
lefty?
let him play.
I think either Newt or Gorman is in the lineup
Newt got
somewhere.
a home run. Newt's got to go here.
Let the kids play.
Or is Marshy's theory is Newt got a home run, so you got to bench him.
I don't know what Marsh's
What is
theory
it?
is.
Don't
That's
ask
what it
him.
was. If the player gets a hit, you got to bench him.
Ask him.
Okay.
Just say what you think, and then we'll let him hit the
We're going
sound.
Gorman or Newt here.
I think you're right. I think Newt, because he hit the home run.
I think it's Gorman because Newt hit a home run.
Jamie, your call.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
You're wrong.
Crap. God.
No, I want you to get a dub.
No, you want me to dub him?
I want you to get a dub.
He believes
Show
in
us Lars Nootbaar.
You are so
He wanted me to dip. Yeah.
So it's JC?
That's what I said to start
Yeah,
with.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you want?
No,
I'm done. No.
Third time is the charm.
I'm already in bad mood.
You're
Just
gonna be-
freaking go.
You're going to be great.
No.
All right, Carey,
Show
go
us
ahead.
Thomas and JC.
There you go.
no.
Oh, no. That was bad. I'm sorry.
I'm going to kill someone right now.
Okay, now I'm a little
No, I'm out.
confused. So you did Gorman,
JC,
and Newt.
Yep.
Who the hell is left?
Oh, we got the hamsters in the game, boys.
But he's not batting six.
Who knows? He's a right back.
Fermin.
Marcia put him lead off.
It's Jose Fermin.
All right, go ahead.
Show us Fermin.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
It's wrong.
Who the hell? Paez? Pozo.
Pozo's DH, Paez catching.
Yeah. That's a great.
Oh, my God.
That's it.
Those are two
That
right-handers.
is what it is. It's Pozo
Pozo.
right here. I'm not saying it, though. I'm done. I've
You want me to
retired.
do it?
I'll do it.
Go
You guys have already taken your lumps. Show us that softball hitter, Pozo.
Investigation.
By the way, can I say something without offending anybody? Probably not, but I'm going to say it anyways.
No. Yeah.
Is Pozo's body type? I watched a thing on social media the other day of Governor Chris Christie walking into a building, and then I watched Pozo swing a bat and run. I've yet to see both of them in the same place at the same time. That's all I'm going to say.
Pozo is he's a professional athlete.
Is
He's
he?
working his butt off.
Listen, he is. I'm
Hitting
happy for the guy.
bombs.
Is this Newt here?
I'm just going to gloss over what I said.
Yeah.
Are you trying to save me from myself?
No.
Okay. I'm going to shut up. Put myself in timeout here.
M-Town, you watch it.
Who's M-Town?
I don't know. He put M-Town on the text line.
What'd he say?
This is the dumbest segment of all time. Who asked you? You had a poll. Marcia put his poll out.
Yeah.
You didn't vote.
You didn't jump on his poll.
If you don't vote, you don't get a say. That's what they say, right?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
If you don't vote, you don't get a say.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. All right.
This
Lars
is
Nootbaar?
I think this is, yeah. Yeah. No, I ain't saying crap.
He's done. He's
I'm
tapped
done.
out. Show us Lars Nootbaar.
International superstar.
Watch out, they're running any walls or anything.
All right, so Jamie, if your theory is correct, this would be Paez.
It is Paez. Pozo's not.
I believe it's Paez.
Or it's Fermin.
Do it.
Or it's a JC.
I'm not doing
No, Jamie,
I'm
I
out.
believe in
I'm
you.
out.
Hey.
Save it.
If I could cut my tongue off right now, I'd do it.
Save it for the last one.
No, I want him to get this dub right now. I want him to end with 2 dubs. Go. We believe in you. We're here.
Show us Paez.
Yeah!
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, he is.
You're out.
And
Oh, man. Show us Victor Scott II.
Run as fast as you can. You can.
I'm only -1 now.
I'm the gingerbread
it's not how you start. It's how you finish.
You're right, Anthony.
Nice job.
I've always finished strong.
Yeah, you have. All right.
You know, Carey, you were there.
Marshy,
I just heard about it.
Yes.
you may have been there.
I don't think I was.
Just didn't know.
Maybe, actually.
Go ahead.
Leading off, playing second base, Brendon Donovan. Batting second, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting third, your first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter in right field, Alec Burleson. Batting fifth, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting sixth, the DH, Joel Pozo. Batting seventh in left field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting eighth and catching is Pedro Paez, and batting ninth in center field is Victor Scott II.
I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
Marshy. Off
back.
the schneid.
I'm back.
I'm on the board.
Had Donovan last night.
I've hit 2 home runs this year, and it's both been from Brendon Donovan.
Well done.
Donnie boy.
Swinging the stick.
So what are the standings?
All right, Jamie has 19 points. Carey has 13. Anthony, you have 7. I'm still in last place, but now I have 6 points.
Yeah. Attaboy, Marshy. All right. Let's see here. I think we're going to have Wilson Contreras hit a bomb today. So, Carey, I'm going to take Wilson Contreras.
You know what? I'll take Mason Wynn. He almost got a home run yesterday.
Yeah.
Robbed.
But he didn't.
He did not. Sorry.
I got robbed. All right, give me Pedro Pajes. Please.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Pozo.
I knew that was coming.
Pozo's hitting one tonight.
Probably will.
He swings at everything. So
I think both catchers will hit. I think all 3 catchers will hit home runs tonight.
Now, what happens if Pajes gets hurt?
Well, you can just slide. You lose your DH then, don't you?
Lose your DH.
Or Contreras goes behind the plate and you do that.
You could also do that.
It's not happening.
Or Brendon Donovan.
I would rather go with Contreras before Brendon Donovan.
Probably.
Just saying. I think that's what the Cardinals would say is they're because you're not going to have the pitcher hit.
No.
I mean, you could. They used to. Back in the late 1900s.
Who's on the bump for the Cardinals?
Palante.
No. I mean, at least if there's something Mikolas can do is he can hit.
Very true.
He's actually the last Cardinals pitcher to hit a home run.
Well done.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, now you know. The more you know, Carey.
Yeah.
Bet you didn't know.
Bet I didn't.
All righty. It's your lineup game. So, Brandon Kiley threw out a trade target.
For what?
For the Cardinals.
Oh, boy.
He used to play for the Cardinals.
Oh, I saw this. Oh, boy.
Carey, Jamie hates it. Carey does too. Talk about it next on 101 ESPN.
So there is a right-handed bat that plays Gold Glove caliber defense in the outfield. He has played in big markets before. He has been in big moments before. In his career, he has an OPS of 773 against left-handed pitchers. He is a free agent at the end of the season, so it's a rental bat. He's on a $6 million deal, so it's incredibly affordable for the rest of the season. You'd be paying $2 million. His team that he currently plays for is 3 games below 500. They're 4 games out of a playoff spot, and they're in 12th in their own league, right? They're probably not going to be a playoff contender this year. He's 31 years old, and he's probably going to be available. His name is Harrison Bader. I'm sorry, man, but Harrison Bader is the perfect trade candidate for the St. Louis Cardinals in 2025.
All right, so that was Brandon Kiley, PK and Ferrario. He tweeted out that idea as well. So his thought is, hey, you're struggling against left-handed pitchers. Why don't you just bring home Harrison Bader? He read off the stats there. He also tweeted them out. 745 OPS in 2025. Career 773 OPS versus left-handed pitchers. He's still an elite outfielder, BK tweets. He's a free agent at the end of the season on an extremely affordable contract. Twins, 3 games below 500. Bring him on home. BK Sports Talk. At BK Sports Talk.
If you want to reply.
Yeah. Guys, just a first blush thought here.
Yeah.
Yes, bring him home.
No, I didn't know. I thought you were going to say something.
Yes, you like Harrison Bader?
Stop. Go back. Rewind.
Okay. Jamie, your thoughts on Harrison Bader?
Yeah, I hate it. I don't know if I could hate it any more than I hate anything right now. And Anthony, I have a lot of hate in me.
Right now.
I do. Right now, I got a lot of hate in me.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did it. I didn't have to be the negative Nancy.
I will fully admit when I'm an a-hole or I have a bad attitude or I have anger, I have to admit it.
Yeah.
I have to so that the world around me knows. And that way, if they get punched in the face, they're well aware. I've been very, very clear about where I'm at today.
I told you this.
Yeah.
You did.
I did. I
like. Can I stop? I like this, Jamie. Like it.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to go outside, we can go outside. And we
Why
can
do you
go.
want to go outside with me?
Not me and you. Together, you and I.
Yeah,
Let's go.
What?
Wait, what?
We're fighting?
Not me and you, but whoever you want to.
Oh, you're fighting with me.
Carey said.
It sounded like he wanted to call me up to the parking lot.
Carey said.
Me and you can go
not
outside.
You and I together, but you and I together.
Yeah.
Because
I got it now.
I'm with you.
Should we go clip people's heels with shopping carts
and wait
today?
for them to say something.
Yeah, it might be one of those days. Yeah, it might be. We do drive the same way home. There is a Walmart on our way.
We can make a stop.
We could do that. Anyways, I hate the idea because you already have Harrison Bader. You already have Victor Scott, who's really good defensively, who has trouble making contact with the bat. No, he doesn't hit the ball as good as Bader. Yeah, but he's younger. We've been down this road with Harrison Bader. You've even got Harrison Bader 2.0 and Michael Ciani that's still down in Memphis. Both of Victor Scott and Ciani play defensively as good as Bader. I would argue that every day of the week. Okay? Is he slightly better in the batter's box? Yeah, slightly. But we don't know what the ceiling is or the upside to Victor Scott. I just think I would say that he's blocking other guys from getting reps that they need.
Bingo. Carey?
He said everything I need to say. I hate it.
It does.
I don't see the point. I'm so tired. Like, come on.
It does address.
Find somebody else.
But he wants to be here, Carey.
I don't give a damn.
Here's a thought.
Okay.
In defense of BK, he was trying to fix a problem that you have, which is against lefties. But Jamie, to your point, where are you talking about?
Where are you getting? What are you doing?
At what point are you going to develop, allow somebody to develop? Besides that, if you're acquiring anything, you better acquire pitching.
Please and thank you.
We got a segment coming up about, it's going to be part of the biggest question of the day.
Oh, boy.
But if the Cardinals, if the depth is so bad in the minors when it comes to your pitching, acquire it.
Yeah, I don't think you need to. I don't think, and this is no knock against BK. I think but you got enough. What do you need? Why?
It would be doing something just to do something. It would be doing something just to bring back a name that people know. We did that. We did the Matt Carpenter. We did the Lance Lynn. We did all of that before. It didn't help the team. Harrison Bader ultimately is not going to move the needle for your team. He's just not. You know, go find me a young
Rafael
pitcher.
Devers. Oh.
Well, Rafael Devers would be.
I thought that's what you were going to say. I don't know.
I'd take him. Yeah, for sure. But I also watched the Miz.
Giants offense is worse now.
Also watched the Miz absolutely shove again. And I was like, well, let's go get one of those. Let's go get one of those. Like, please.
You could have had him.
Hire an extra 15 scouts. Take that money, those resources you're going to spend, and go find me the next Miz.
Wait a second. You want them to pay more scouts when they just got you that pitching machine down in Jupiter? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
I bought what do they call those? The storage containers, and put a pitching machine in it, and they put lab on the outside. They have a hitting lab down there.
They went to Play It Against Sports.
Yeah.
They got one of those pitching machines.
And they had to actually manipulate it because it was for softballs. You guys are terrible.
It'd be hilarious. They got confused.
We got a
so
text
they put like a bunch of Bunsen beakers in there or whatever they're called. Bunch of like
Bunsen burners.
Bunsen burners. Beakers.
Remember Beaker from the Muppets?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That guy's awesome.
Put his picture out front.
You guys gotta do better. We got a text from the 573 says your show is so negative all the dang time. You guys would die if you were positive for a change. Couldn't be positive if your life depended on it.
That's bull spit. We talked really positive earlier about the Blues and Jordan Kyrie with Jake Neighbors.
True. By the way.
And we started off the show talking positive about Brendon Donovan.
Well, Carey turned that upside down.
He did.
Real
Carey
quick.
didn't like him, but that's not my fault.
I didn't turn it upside down. Okay. Yeah, don't ask me. Don't ask me no more questions then. Don't ask me anything.
You're just doing the loud noises? You're just doing the loud noise? There it is. There it is.
That's what I do with the kids.
My kids do that. My kids do that.
Yeah. Get louder.
And then I feed them an Irish Spring. How about that? Dip.
Well, I don't hate the idea. I'll throw it out there.
My goodness.
Yeah, you keep trotting Garrett Hampson out there. Go for it.
What's the difference?
Trot him out there.
Because he
Get
is...
rid of him, too.
Well, yeah, that'd be great. If you could flip-flop Harrison Bader for Garrett Hampson based on what we're seeing right now,
Harrison Bader
1,000% do that.
Is coming off the bench. He's not starting.
The purpose of trading for him would be to be in the lineup against lefties. You are horrible against left-handed pitchers.
Harrison Bader's got 11 home runs, boys. He's hitting for power.
I don't know why it's an either-or thing. Like, why can't you get pitching and get this guy who will be here for a few months to help your team against lefties?
Why are you going to give why are you going to give something up for him?
He's not going to cost a lot.
What?
What are you giving up? What do you think a team would want for Harrison Bader?
You think Ollie's only going to use him against lefties?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not Ollie.
Then listen, guys, if you get him,
have fun scoring 0 runs against left-handed pitchers.
And you think Harrison Bader moves the needle?
He would help. He would help.
This is kind of like acquiring Tommy Pham. It's the same idea. You needed a right-handed hitter. You got Tommy Pham and dumped him after 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually solve the problem.
Then he asked.
He was tired of the loser mentality, is what he said.
And we're negative.
I mean, kind of said that.
All right. Well, listen, Marsh.
That's what I hear.
Bring him on in.
I don't hate the idea.
All right.
I don't hate it.
You're right. It isn't an either-or thing.
It's not an either-or thing.
But if he starts taking away ABs from certain players, I don't want your mouth running.
Well, that's fine. Then understand. We need to understand, what is this team trying to do? Are they trying to push for the playoffs, or are they just going to give the reps to the young guys who are not hitting well against lefties? And at that point, you will not score a lot of runs, and you will find yourself out of a playoff position.
That's the problem.
He's got hope.
Well, that's the problem, and not Marshy is the problem, but that thought process is the problem, because you came into this season with the expectation of not being a good team. And all of a sudden, boom, you actually are okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start to shift your mindset and say, oh, we can make a push. But that's not what this team is not set up to make a playoff push. It's not set up to be a playoff team. It is set up to be a team that is going to grow and learn, and you have to, the organization and the fans, in my opinion, have to accept that. But it's St. Louis. It goes back to yesterday what we were talking about, the nostalgia, the legacy of the St. Louis Cardinals. We got banners. We win championship or bust. So you don't allow yourself time to grow. You don't allow your younger players room for improvement because you're rushing them to be great. And they're not there yet, and they ain't going to be there this year. So even adding a Harrison Bader ain't going to move the needle. Adding Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham last year didn't move the needle. It's not that. It's the players that you have here allowing them to grow and get better, and you're probably going to stink, and that's okay. You have to be willing to accept the stink so that it smells much better in the future. But don't, and just continue to stink year after year. Be just good enough to miss the playoffs, and then, cool, do it that way. Or stink for a little bit and smell wonderful in the future. Your choice. You can walk around just smelling average all day. Hell, kind of maybe you took a shower, maybe you didn't. Or you can be funky as hell for a full year and smell outstanding the following year.
You think only 1 year smelling funky makes you?
We've been funky for 3 years now.
No, we haven't been funky.
We have been.
Fed our moments.
We were funky in 23.
Fed our moments. A little bit of BO, you throw a little cologne on top of it.
Yeah, that
takes away the stink for a while.
For a little while, until you start sweating.
Yeah, you hide the stink a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we just get pitching?
You got to draft those guys, Anthony.
Like, Marsh, you bring up a really good point. It's not an either or thing. It's a really great point.
I don't think it is.
No, your point is
No,
great.
your point is good.
Yeah, your point is great. You're right. It's not an either or thing.
I had this conversation last night. I'm really bad at accepting.
Did Rachel tell you, like, listen, I'm trying to give you a compliment?
She did,
and
then you started to
shut
fight.
it right down.
I talked for like 10 minutes on, like, I gave
How
a
terrible
background.
you are.
No, I didn't say that. I just, like, why I can't accept compliments. It's the same thing with, like, gifts. I get kind of awkward about it.
Marsh.
Well, that's why I don't buy you gifts, because I knew that.
Marsh,
That's not true.
You bought him a helmet.
You got me that helmet.
Yeah, I got
You
a
did,
helmet.
yeah.
That's different. I knew he'd love that.
Plus, it was given to you.
Plus, it was good. My guy Corey over at Dirt Cheap. Thank you very much.
Listen, Marsh, it's a really good point. But when I see something like this, or like when you say that, I irrationally get to, why are we wasting our time? You know? It's a good thought. He will help against lefties. In 18-4 losses. You know what I mean? Because your pitching sucks. And now I'm sorry, okay? Because now we got the texters that are like, you guys are always negative. But you watch Miles Mikolas and Erick Hacksaw Fedde go out there and do their thing, and you're positive. I don't know what to say to you.
You, sir,
you know what I mean?
are a saint. That's what you are.
You watch the combination of Dr. Doom and the Grim Reaper go out there and murder your club every 4 and 5 days.
Dr. Doom.
And you sit there and you say, you guys are too negative. I got nothing for you. Sorry. All right? So add Harrison Bader. Don't add Harrison Bader. I don't care. Just get pitching. Okay? Who are you giving up for pitching, Anthony? John, I will give up you and hitting prospects to bring hitting back here or pitching back here.
Yeah.
All right?
I don't think John has
John, I'm throwing you in the deal.
Oh, man, I like John.
I've done it before.
John, don't listen to him.
You did try to trade.
I'm doing it before,
Yeah,
John.
you know what?
And it would pain me because, John, you are a loyal listener and you love your Cardinals. But
John,
I'm giving up hitting.
Anthony
I'm giving up some of this hitting that's not materializing. And you. And I'm bringing back pitching.
Some of the best trades.
You will be a hero at some point because you will bring back pitching to this organization. But for right now, you're going to get hurt.
Some of the best trades are the ones where it hurts on both sides. We learned that from the Zach Bolduc trade.
Very true.
It hurts on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a good trade.
Sometimes it does, Marshy.
Yeah.
Yep. Born to Catch 16 just said bye, John. This is what happens. Okay? This is what happens.
They were real quick to say bye.
John says
I was just asking a question.
Yes, you were.
My gosh. Told you, John. Ignore him.
All right, you know what, John? I'll keep you. But I will give up a lot of this this hitting that the Cardinals have. This young hitting.
Do the air quotes again.
I don't know. He does it. It's weird. He doesn't know why he does it. He just does it. He likes to use his hands. He's Italian. He's going to talk with his hands.
Yeah. Okay.
That is the one stereotype I can completely...
Only one. Yeah, for sure.
What the hell?
What?
I'm a good cook?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right.
Nothing to do with all that chest here and the gold chain either.
Nah. What do you want to do next, Marsh? You want to do some...
What's trending, Anthony?
Some what's trending?
I'm trying to give you the finger.
I thought you were throwing up gang signs.
So did I.
No.
I thought you were telling me Wu-Tang. I'm like, buddy.
Wu-Tang.
I thought it was Wu-Tang.
East Coast.
You threw up the W, the T. I thought it was Wu-Tang. No, it's What's Trending with Marshy next on 101 ESPN.
Circa Sports is back, bigger than ever. They've got the Circa Million and Circa Survivor going on. They also have the Circa Grandissimo. All of these contests are available right now for registration. There is a catch. You got to get out to Nevada, get into one of the sports books there for Circa, and register. You have until September 6th at 2 p.m. to register. They have a ton of prize money available. For the Circa Million and Circa Survivor, there's $21 million in guaranteed prizes. And if the entries go above the guarantee, all of the extra money goes back into the prize pool. Then once you've registered, you can manage all of that from the palm of your hand with the Circa Sports Illinois app. Super easy to download, very user-friendly. They've got tight money line splits. They've got the best odds out of any of the other apps that are out there. If you don't believe me, check it out. It's fun. You'll see that they do have the best odds. They also have high betting limits. So lots of fun things to do with Circa Sports right now. So please don't miss out on any of the action I've just told you about. Get out to Vegas and register. Then you can download the app, bet like a pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app. Make sure you're joining in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we have the All-Star Game coming up, Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, and the automated ball strike system, that is ABS, that rolled out during spring training, if you remember, and has been used in the minor leagues, will be getting prime time treatment. This is by Evan Drellich and Melissa Lockard from The Athletic. The ABS system will be used at the MLB All-Star Game for the first time. Major League Baseball confirmed, and that game is on Tuesday in Atlanta. Do you guys find this to be a good idea for Major League Baseball?
I think it's weird to roll it out for the All-Star Game, where, like, the balls and strikes really don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You're close enough, strike. Yeah, ball. No one's going to sit there and yell at the umpire.
No.
Like, actually, I already know who the first guy is. Pete Alonso will be the first guy to step out and tap the head.
Yeah.
I don't believe that was a strike.
That's a great call. I know the strike zone.
Yeah.
I've got perfect vision.
I'm an elite athlete. I know the strike zone. But apart from that,
We're just doing deadlifts and good mornings in the clubhouse before I came out here. Stretching my eyes, too.
Does that work?
I don't think so.
Better vision?
I don't know.
But so I think it's an odd thing to roll out at the All-Star Game. They had it in spring training, did they not?
In select areas.
Yeah.
They've been trying it in the minors. I don't
just if you're gonna roll it out, man. Like next year in spring training, every game
it's coming, right? Like to me, I don't know. Maybe it's just the older and crankier I get. I'm fine with the human elements for balls and strikes.
For the most part, I did see CB Buckner had a game here recently where he missed 28 calls.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
That's a demotion.
You should lose your job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be able, at least not be behind the plate.
But that's what I think, is that if you have a percent, like if you miss 0 to 5, I think you're fine. It is. Some of this tight, but if you miss 5 and above, like, you should be suspended for like a week to 10 days from being behind the plate.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, it's because it's that important.
But
like, you can't miss that many.
It impacts everything.
Yeah, you can't miss that many calls. And they'll be like, well, it's on both sides. I don't give a damn. Like, the situations could be different. You might have runners on.
What if I have 5 strikeouts picked for my get the board?
Yeah.
And they get that wrong.
Maybe.
And it was a strike. And it goes in the ball.
Well, how about the fellow last night in the Phillies and Giants game? Screwed the Phillies out of a first out in that 9th inning. Giants went on to win that game on a walk-off inside the park home run.
Yeah. That was interesting. It's a perfect place for walk-off. Or for
top of that wall.
Yeah, for inside the park home runs. Name the player that did it in an All-Star game there.
Ooh, at Oracle Park, which was probably what?
AT&T Park, I believe, at the time.
Or what was it, SBC Global at one point or something like that? Before that?
It was Pac Bell, I think. It's Pac Bell, then AT&T Park, and then whatever. Player did it in an All-Star game, hit an inside the park home run.
Wow, so that would have had to be early 2000s.
What? Nah.
Ooh. Give us a hint, Anthony. Can you give us a team or a league?
You give us a team.
I'll give you the league.
American League?
Yeah.
We got some answers on here.
I'm not looking. Do you remember the year?
I don't know.
Let me see if I get 2007.
2007. Ooh.
Marsh is digging this.
American League.
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked you didn't know. And just because you
love All-Star games.
Yeah, you love All-Star games. You remember these facts.
American League.
What name?
I can give you one
Jason
more.
Bateman.
One name,
Jason Bateman. I can give you another. You want me to give you another hint?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the best pure hitters
Best pure hitter
we have ever seen.
Pure hitter.
Yeah, one of the best pure hitters we have ever seen.
American League.
In the American League.
2007.
What? Then can you give him a little more?
No.
Okay.
That's all he's got.
I mean, I'll give him the team.
Wasn't
give him a
Vlad
team.
Guerrero, was
No.
it?
Nah, you give him a team, he's going to know. Was he just inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Left-hander.
Left-hander. American League.
Inducted into the Hall
Ken
of Fame
Griffey?
recently?
No.
No,
Good team.
was it Ichiro?
Ichiro.
Okay.
That's why I said if I give you the Mariners, you're going to go Ken Griffey, then Ichiro.
Well, Griffey wouldn't have played for the Mariners in 07.
I didn't know.
Would he?
So you would have just said
Yeah.
Ichiro.
Ichiro.
Yeah. It was Ichiro.
All right.
Top of the fifth at AT&T.
Nice.
When it's ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Playing ball.
Same idea, too. Hit it off the bricks. Ricocheted. Yep. All right.
There was I don't know what year it was, but same stadium, Ichiro playing, and he did like a fake catch out in the outfield because he knew it was going to bounce off that wall. And so he goes up, puts his glove up like he's about to catch it, and the runner, instead of going, goes back to tag.
Wow.
And he just lets it go, bounces off the wall, throws it in. He was such a good player, offensively and defensively.
He was a great player. No doubt. All right. Wu-Tang segment's over. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. We got our Sports Six-Pack coming up, so if you got a Sports Six-Pack question, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Again, send those questions there. Part one of the Six-Pack is next.
Anthony, the worst thing you can do sometimes as an aging male is just get stuck in a rut. And you feel like, one, you can't get out of the rut, or two, you don't want to get out of the rut, or you don't know how to get out of the rut. And what I mean by a rut is you just don't feel good about yourself anymore, whether you're just too tired to go to the gym, too tired to go to the park with the kids, too tired to get a little romantic with, your wife, your significant other. All of that stuff is usually signs of low testosterone. And I didn't realize that I was low in testosterone. Thought, no, I'm fine. So I'm on the go all the time, but I was tired, I was irritable, all those things. So I visited our friends over at Mentality, sat down with their board-certified physicians. They asked me a few questions, knew right away. They knew right away what the answer was. Did a full blood panel and realized that, low in testosterone, B12, all sorts of other things too, iron. And that now they take care of me, and I feel great about myself.
That's the thing, right? Like, it's you can do something about it, and you can't. The testosterone levels just drop as we get older, and you start to feel the symptoms like you're talking about, low energy, irritability, mood swings, all that. And you may try to do different things. If it's not working for you, we have the solution. Go down to Mentality, 2 different locations, one in South County, one in Chesterfield. They work on those free testosterone levels. They focus on that. Most doctors overlook that, but they're always in communication with your doctor too. They'll always print out your lab results. They always take your blood, make sure nothing else is going on. Most insurances cover Mentality. So that's the part where, the testosterone drop and everything you can't do anything about, but you can, because you just go down to Mentality. They'll up that testosterone. They'll have you feeling great again. You feel it. You feel it within just a few weeks of being on their program. You can also check them out. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio. Book that appointment. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you in there. It's Mentality.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals pick up a victory last night over the Washington Nationals, 4-2 the final. They're back in action tonight with Andre Palante on the mound, going up against Mackenzie Gore. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll do part one of the Six-Pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me! The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time for our Sports Six-Pack, at least part one. So if you got a question, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Marsh, hit it.
Question number one.
First one comes from Grant Francis Fan Club. Why are we still seeing Jordan Kyrou trade rumors from NHL insiders?
Because they're dumb. I get tired of it. I get tired of the insiders. You guys know that. They just say speculatory stuff out there, and it's just like, whatever. And they word it the right way. They've obviously been advised by a lawyer at some point to word it specific ways to where they can't get painted into a corner. Jordan Kyrou has a full no-trade clause right now. So if people are still including Jordan Kyrou in on a trade for Bo Byram, do you think Jordan Kyrou has a real strong urge to go play in Buffalo? Do you think so? And do you think Doug Armstrong, with a 70-point player, do you think he's going to treat him the same way he did Nick Leddy or Brandon Saad? Where he's going to waive him? You're going to waive him? And the first team is going to pick him up right away, whoever it is. Doesn't matter. And you've lost a player for nothing. So Army really is not, I don't even think Army's really listening. Now, if you call Army and you offered him a package that he just cannot refuse, then he'd have to still call Jordan Kyrou and his representatives and see if they're even willing to entertain it. And if he says no, the deal is dead right there on the floor. Done. So unless these insiders, you can do it, insiders, Anthony. Unless they...
Feels good, doesn't it?
No, really. It feels kind of weird. I kind of screwed it up with my glasses, too.
You're not Italian.
That's a good point. Unless Jordan Kyrou's camp is specifically telling these insiders that he'd like to go to a certain team if the Blues could find him a home there, which they're not going to do, because why would you piss off the team that owns your rights? I just think it's nonsense. I'm just tired of seeing these reports.
Question number two.
Well, speaking of trades, from the 618, is the A.J. Brown trade the worst NFL trade of the 2000s? What about all time?
No. Herschel Walker trade was the worst trade of all time. Dallas
Do you think it's the worst one, though? I know it set up the Dallas Cowboys franchise, but...
Okay, no, you know what? I think Mike Ditka trading away his entire draft for Ricky Williams was probably the worst trade of all time. Your entire, when we're done here, that's not how you build a team. That was bad.
That A.J. Brown trade was absolutely horrible.
What did they get in return?
First round pick.
Who did they get? Traylon Burks from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like, no problem. We're all good here.
We got our replacement.
We got our
AJ.
replacement. He's cheaper, and he could be better. He's not. Let me see if they got something else for that, too. Let's see.
That's a terrible trade.
Brown was traded to the Eagles for the 18th overall pick. That's it. That's all they got. That one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Plus the Herschel Walker trade, they said that since 2000.
Since 2000.
Okay, so the Walker one is out.
All time was a part of that.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
But since 2000, where would you put the A.J. Brown trade?
I mean, that one's up there.
How
about DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson? That was bad.
Didn't the Browns trade some draft picks for Deshaun Watson?
Ooh, yeah, they probably had
They
to.
did trade a whole bunch, probably.
Yeah.
That didn't feel good.
No,
that didn't feel good.
Well said, by the way.
No kidding. Let's see here. They
should get that worked out.
Yeah, get the massage.
Yeah.
Crooking my neck.
Yeah. All right, guys.
What? No, we're talking about
6th round pick. That was.
Oh, is that it? Ah, okay.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Watson and the Texans, 2024 6th round pick. Were traded to the Browns for first round picks in 2022, 2023, and 2024.
There you go.
As well as the Browns' 3rd round pick in 2023 and 4th picks in 2020. Guys, we have found the worst trade in NFL history.
There you go.
Including since 2000. We covered both.
Yeah.
I forgot because the Texans turned that into they had the back-to-back picks there. They had C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Set up the whole Houston side. I mean, that is by far the worst trade in NFL history.
Because then you paid all that money, and he hadn't even played.
This is bad. This is really bad.
So, in all, the Browns received Deshaun Watson, a 2024 6th round pick, and cap hell for 3 first-round picks, 2022, 2023, 2024, 1 3rd-round pick in 2023, 2 4th-round picks in 22 and 24. That's an absolute fleecing. Wow.
Shout out to the Browns, right?
Right? Am I right?
Really good organization.
No kidding.
Stellar.
No one ever says that. No one ever says the Browns are an exceptional organization.
Carey, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, missed that.
Yeah.
Go
Question number 3.
Those guys suck.
All right, this one comes from Lisa. Hi, guys.
Hey, Lisa.
At this point, would it be beneficial for Jordan Walker to go to a different organization? I know the Cards are frozen in fear, but do you think it's time?
Ooh. I still think it's early, to be honest with you. I mean, he's not helping your team, but it's still early to just pull the plug on such a, I don't know, highly regarded prospect. I mean, am I wrong? He's 23 years old.
No.
Why would you, for me, you slow it down at this point. To me, you go, okay, guys, like in the front office and the manager's office, we go, okay, guys, here's what we're doing. We're starting over with Jordan Walker. We're starting over. We're going to talk to his representatives. We're going to talk to the kid. And he's going to go down to AAA, and we are going to work diligently with this kid. We're going to find out what he likes as far as his swing is concerned, what he's comfortable with. We're going to implement small changes to certain things we think he can handle, and we're going to let him figure it out. And right now, we're playing the long game. We just are, because the product we have right now is not giving us back what we need. Mm-hmm. But we also have failed the product because we haven't put the resources into this player. We've just sort of thought, oh, he's good enough. We'll just keep moving him along as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Because we need a big right-handed bat in the lineup. Mm-hmm. Including the fact that he wasn't an outfielder. We just said, screw it. He'll throw him in right field and we'll figure it out.
Right.
So for me, I go right back to the beginning. The player won't like it at first. But you sell him on the idea that he'll like it when he's being paid big bucks to where the bird's on the bat in a couple of years. Mm. That's the only solution.
What do you get out of trading him right now? Assuming, of course, you don't land some stud pitching prospect or something like that, right? And it's just like
so many question marks around him. I don't know many teams that would be like, here, take my best.
Exactly. So what do you get out of trading him?
I think you are still
trading at his absolute lowest value.
I think you're still trading what some would deem a high-level prospect who has shown you the capability at the big league level for one season. And so you probably could still get a high-level prospect back. Mm-hmm. I think you could, because I think that there's a coach, a manager, a staff that believes that they can fix what is going on. He was highly touted.
But why don't you fix it?
We might be past that point.
But it is a risk for that organization
It's a risk for both,
to invest in that player to fix him. I really don't feel like giving up my best guy.
Yep, there's a risk there. You're right, Marshy. I'm not giving you a high-level prospect because your prospect has so many questions. I may not be able to fix your guy. Even though I think we can, I may not be able to. So you're going to get a B or a C level prospect back from me. And consider yourself lucky I'm giving you anything.
I don't think so.
Carey, if you're right and somebody's giving you like a top end pitching prospect, then
It's a prospect. Just like you said with JJ Weatherhall, you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
True.
So it's a prospect. He hasn't.
If you offered me JJ Weatherhall for Walker, I'd take that trade.
Well, you don't need to. They're both in the same organization.
I'm
Jamie.
using the comparable, Anthony.
They would just look at each other and say, "Well, I guess we're right here."
It's my fault. Let me word this differently, okay? I should have understood my audience here, not the listeners, the audience in the studio.
Whoa.
Let's pretend that JJ Weatherholt plays for the Toronto Blue Jays, Mumsy's Blue Jays.
Nice.
He doesn't play for the Blue Jays. He's in their minor league system.
Yeah.
Okay. And they called you're the role of the Cardinals front office. You're Chaim Bloom right now. More of a Chaim Bloom guy to me.
Okay.
And they said,
"That's supposed to what, Mo?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chaim Bloom seems way more down to earth. Ish. So they call you and say, "Hey,
can we find him?
We would like to offer you JJ Weatherholt for Jordan Walker."
Uh-huh.
I'd make that trade.
Okay.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
Right now, I would.
Yeah.
All right. Glad we had this talk.
Yep.
Chaim.
All right, moving on to part 2 of the Sports Six Pack. 314-399-9646, the Air Cover Service text line. Keep those questions coming in. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack next. Auto Centers Nissan has their Wiggity's Hot Lot Blowout going on right now. It is fantastic, man. They got great deals, but they've got a wide selection. And if you've ever been frustrated about going to a dealership after you looked at them online, you look at the vehicles online, then you go to the dealership and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, that vehicle's actually in our other lot about 42 minutes away, not at Auto Centers Nissan." When you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and then head down to Herculaneum, you will be looking at those exact vehicles that you were perusing online. They've got over 1,000 vehicles all in one massive location. And right now, you can enjoy offers like 0% APR for 60 months, 0 down, and no payments for 3 months on 2025 Rogues, 2025 Pathfinders, and 2025 Muranos. 3 different vehicles, all American-made, by the way. Love each and every one. I've had an opportunity to drive different vehicles, and I love the Pathfinder because of the third row. I love the Murano right now because it's a sleek ride. Awesome features inside and out. The Rogue is, economically friendly, and it's got some good space too. Not as much as the Pathfinder, but it's got some good space as well. If you're looking for a used car, Auto Center says 0 down and no payments for 3 months. They also have the dealer pricing, lifetime warranty, and a 30-day return promise with every new vehicle. So check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
Part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now. Keep those questions coming in. 314-399-9646, the Air Coverage Service text line. Marshy, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
This one comes from the Water Boy. We now mic up players during the game. Who is a retired player or coach that you wish you could have heard on the broadcast?
Oh, wow.
Larry Bird.
Are we talking baseball or every sport?
It's any sport.
Every sport. I mean, they do it in hockey, too.
Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. They say Larry used to talk reckless.
Probably. Those guys all did. Took a breed. Oh, man. Like someone like Lyle Alzado would have been unbelievable for the Raiders way back in the day. Some psycho. Lawrence Taylor would have been Ray Lewis.
He would have got to. He wouldn't have had time to. He got there late. They'd have missed the whole first quarter.
Who?
Lawrence Taylor.
What are you talking about?
He showed up a little late sometimes. Had prior activities going on.
Yeah, but
he did some acting. Yeah.
No. He had some other activities going on pregame.
He, regardless, he still would have been interesting to listen to.
It's difficult to answer this because you don't know who would like open up, who would give you the good stuff.
No, I think you just look at the person. The way I'm doing is I imagine their personality and having seen them in other situations and go, okay, I bet you that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know how it is. Sometimes you get the former athlete that gets in there and he's like, so he's terrified to say anything because he's still got buddies within the league and all. And I get all that. Just don't take that next career step then if you're not fully invested.
Yeah, I agree.
Or hell, if they're willing to give you a paycheck to say nothing, go for it, I guess. But
we can do that.
We have.
Did you have guys? Well, I don't know. I don't want to call you old, so don't take it that way. Were guys mic'd up when you were
Looking
playing?
good, Jamie. That mentality's helping.
What do you mean by that, Carey?
Were they mic'd up when you were playing?
Yeah,
did they have
audio technology? Yeah.
No.
What?
Were they mic'd up for games when you all were playing?
Not the start of my career. The end of my
towards
career.
The end?
Yeah, towards the end of my career. I got mic'd up for one game here playing for the Blues, and
did you forget?
No, I didn't care. And apparently there was very little that could be used.
They could be used?
Yeah. I told them, I said, guys, I'm not going to change my game here.
It's because sometimes people forget. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes when guys are mic'd up, they're usually standing there by themselves.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to stand around them because
you say some stuff.
You say a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That you don't want other people. You're just conversing with your brother on the sideline.
I would have to assume all the other players know before the game.
No, they don't.
No.
Typically, the guy will tell them.
Yes.
He'll say, hey, I'm mic'd.
That's wild.
That.
Yeah.
Say, I'm hot. I'm hey.
Like on the other team, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
I didn't care about the other team. I'd be like, what do you think of so-and-so's wife on your team? She's kind of ugly, don't you think? Lean in. What? No.
Question number 5.
From the 636. All right. What do you guys think about Juan Soto being snubbed from the All-Star game?
He hasn't had an All-Star season, has he? I remember a period of time where they were like, he doesn't try. He's not even trying. He doesn't swing the bat. He's not running. Like, what? Remember that?
Apparently all that money, $765 million doesn't go as far as it used to, guys.
But do you not remember that part in the season where they were questioning his work ethic?
Yeah. The Mets had been playing well, so but
they were stinking it up. Now he wasn't performing well. He did
playing well.
He got Player of the Month in June though, so he started heating up, and it is a surprise that a name like that with the track record like that, didn't get selected.
He's got 157 WRC plus.
That good?
That is.
I expect more
good.
though.
What do you expect? What's the highest? Who has the highest? Aaron Judge?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, He is, by the way, Soto had a 181 last year.
Oh, my.
Is that good?
That's good.
It's incredible.
That's right. Yeah. Carey, yes.
It's incredible.
Oh, it's got to be Pete Crow Armstrong. That's all I heard about on Sunday Night Baseball this past
PCA.
Sunday.
It is not
Shohei.
Pete Crow.
Or Aaron Judge.
It's Aaron Judge. 224 WRC plus. Next closest is your guy.
Shohei?
Nope.
Mookie Betts.
Your other guy. Nope.
Freddie Freeman?
No.
Oh, Pedro Pajes.
No.
Will Smith.
Right position.
Oh, Cal Raleigh.
183.
Oh, yeah.
Cal Raleigh. Then Shohei. Then Cardinal killer himself, Michael Bush.
Well, he got that.
165 WRC
He did that
plus.
in the last series.
He did that against Mikolas.
He was like 10 for 11 in the series.
Yeah.
He's pretty damn good.
Brutal.
Question number 6.
Gentlemen from the 618, what do you recommend someone do if they get a haircut and it's absolutely ridiculous?
Just wear a hat for a couple of weeks. I've done it.
What if they can't wear a hat? What if you're at a job where you cannot wear a hat?
Or like the bowl cut I had in middle school.
You didn't know, though.
That was a tough day for me, Anthony. I was bullied.
Sorry, man.
Oh, yeah. Like friendly bullying.
Yeah,
Is there
that's
such
still,
thing?
And, they're like, look at your haircut. I was like, what?
Yeah, look at your... Never mind.
My mom even said something like the second I got it. She goes, you sure you want that haircut? I go, well, yeah.
Sorry, Marsh.
And then I went and got a new one the next day.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Jamie brings up a good point. If you can't wear a hat, you
What if you're a lawyer?
You got to wear it.
You walk into the courtroom, the judge can be like, get out of my courtroom.
Right.
What if you're on TV? Because, whenever I do TV, you got to, it's not that I have to worry about a bad haircut, but let's say you get a heater. Every now and then, you've been on the road for a while, you get a little zit or something that's like on your forehead or on you got to
look like it's talking to you.
You can do makeup, right? Is that what you guys do?
Yeah. I honestly do no makeup.
You don't need it.
I get told that a lot, Carey.
Yeah.
Thank you. They said, look at that smooth skin. But you don't know where the skin ends and the scars end, basically. But you know what? I'm proud of my scars. But some guys powder on that makeup. Like, there's people that from other broadcast teams. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Looks like Madame Tussauds Wax Museum.
Sure, how did you get down here? Jamie, we've known each other for years.
The funniest thing to observe, though, is watching a man apply makeup with the little powder thing, they're like...
Little foundation.
I'm like, what am I witnessing right now?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Nah, I tried it one time, like several years ago, and I hated myself. I was like, no.
What do you tell somebody, maybe it's your buddy, it's not that they got a bad haircut, they just have a bad hairstyle that they've been rocking for a while. How do you break the news?
How good of a buddy is it?
But that's an opinion thing.
Is it?
What if everybody?
It's an opinion. It's still an opinion.
So let's dial it in here. One of us goes and has a horrible haircut. Carey, pretend we've got hair.
Yeah,
okay?
I know, right?
Me too. More than I've got. And would we tell the guy? I would tell you guys. I'd be like, did you do that on purpose?
You would. Yeah.
See, that's friendly bullying.
No, but
it's chirping.
Like kind of chirping.
Yeah, but
giving
I
you an
see your
out
point.
to be like, yeah, just messing around. Then the next day you can change it.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
What's wrong? Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Right.
Is that a joke?
I was.
Totally is. Totally is.
See, there we go.
You like that? It's just a little joke.
Yeah. And then if Anthony fires back and says, yeah, at least I got hair. Yeah. Then I go, oh, okay. That's a real haircut. And I just touched a nerve.
Yeah. And then you hit me with
Then I really
something like,
come in hot.
hey. No, you'd probably go, hey, man. Open the door, but, buddy.
I'd probably say, listen,
It's
man,
not working
I
for
can't
you.
really help the fact of what I've got going on.
Yeah,
but you can.
Yeah.
And you're choosing not to.
And that offends me. And you're offending everybody else, too.
Really angry about it.
I had a bad haircut one time. I was getting my haircut. We were middle school. And I had the bright idea to let one of my friends who had just got some clippers cut my hair. And so he's cutting my hair. And I'm like, first time. And so he had the guard on there. It's doing well. So I was like, let me see it. Let me just check it. So we get up to go I'm like, okay, it's good. We go sit back down.
Oh.
His little brother took the guard off while we walked away.
No.
And I had a patch in the back of my head.
Yep.
It was bad.
My brother did that to me. I was sitting,
really
I'll never forget, I was
bad.
sitting at the end of his bed, his mirror, and he was like, he got this clipper for Christmas or birthday, and he thought it was awesome. And he was going to town. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then he took the guard off, like we knew, and he was just gonna like clip, around the ears and all that. And something happened where he said he got the shivers or something. And he's like, and it went like to the scalp. And I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, he's like, I can fix that. So then he cuts all the way here. It looked like I had the craziest mohawk ever. I walked downstairs, my mom's like, wow, what is going on? Sean cut my hair.
It looks like it, sweetie.
Yeah, it looked bad. Mama Rivers messed me up one time, too.
Did she?
Did she?
She got a hair cutting kit, we didn't have a lot of money, so she would cut our hair in the kitchen. And I don't know if she had a few Manhattans that day. She started cutting, and then she kept cutting, kept standing for me, kept cutting. And I guess she couldn't get it straight. And so I ended up with my bangs were like up and like my head. I look in the mirror. I'm like, Mom, those bangs are a little high, don't you think? She goes, yeah, I couldn't get them even. I'm like, you could have just left them alone.
Yeah.
Had to wear that for a while.
That way, I think at that point you just shave it all off. Start fresh.
Didn't have the clippers then. We didn't. This was before the clippers.
All right, we've got the Gauntlet and a returning Gauntlet contestant next. 101 ESPN.
Anthony, strange enough, less than a week ago, sitting out in Cottleville at Frankie Martin's, seeing a bunch of people that I know, having a good time, and we're talking about some of the new subdivisions and mortgages and all the stuff, lenders, and I start talking about Stewie, our guy Stewie, and the couple right beside me say, hey, we use Stewie.
Nice.
I said, how did you find out about Stewie? The guy says, well, I listened to your radio show, and I called Stewie because of you guys talking about it, and he goes, and Stewie's done like 6 or 7 of our loans and mortgages between their kids, their families, all that
awesome
stuff. And they couldn't rave anymore. They said he's exactly what you said. Pick up the phone, call him, paperwork's there, pre-approval letter, everything done. He holds your hand through the whole process, and there's no stress. So I was really happy to hear about that.
It's never a surprise, right? Like, it's never surprising when we get somebody on the text line, or like, I think our guy Gator from the Snake Pit said, Stewie's the man. He's helped me out as well.
Awesome.
It's never a shock when somebody says, yeah, listen, I called Stewie. I had a home loan situation, maybe just even a question, and he was great. But I love hearing it. So I love hearing that from you. Jamie and I have called him on his personal cell phone number. And I'm going to give it to you. 314-324-4440.
I'm going to give it to you, too. 314-324-4440.
It's the same number that you can call him. So call Stewie up. Any question that you may have when it comes to a home loan, debt consolidation, refi, he's going to help you. And Jamie, if you miss that number, you can always
Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
All right, after knocking off CD yesterday in round 1, Kevin is back for round 2. What's up, Kevin?
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. Did you sleep pretty well last night?
No, today's way worse.
Oh,
I've got 24 hours to think about it.
That's true
24
too.
hours for my wife to keep reminding me that I'm not actually a celebrity now.
No, I mean, you are. You absolutely are. All right, Kevin.
I think so.
You have the rest of us available. You got Marsh, Jamie, or me. Who'd you like to take on in round 2?
I think I'm going to take on Mr. Stalter today.
Mister. Is your dad here?
I don't think we're gonna get football 2 days in a row, but you never know.
Oh man, that might be the wheel's always listening, bud.
Son of a.
Yeah,
right.
I shouldn't have said it.
Kevin, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, before we get started here, does your wife find Anthony handsome as well, or just Carey?
No, not at all. She did want me to say hi to Carey, though. But my mom, Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie, my mom wanted me to say hi to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, tell your mom and your wife we said hello.
Yes, tell them thank you.
Absolutely.
And say hi to them for me, please. All right, Kev, here's how it works. You're going to tell Marshy to spin that wheel, so please go ahead and do so.
All right, spin it.
Now, you said you don't think it's going to be football, so is there one that you want more than another?
I don't know. I just kind of like the random just because it's so odd.
Okay, well, you didn't get random. You didn't get football.
That was real close.
You got right on the goal line. You got baseball.
Oh, that.
All right, Marshy's passing out the questions. Each question's worth 2 points without the options, of course. If you use the options and answer correctly, you get 1 point, and wrong answers get 0. And if we're tied after 4 questions, Kev, we will have a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here in the Gauntlet.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go, bud. Question number 1. Cardinals infielder Thomas Saggese was the Rangers' 5th-round pick in the 2020 draft. But can you tell us the round in which Texas selected fellow prospect Tekoa Roby that June?
No, I can't.
All right, neither could I.
All right, yeah, I'll take the option.
All right, was it the 2nd round, the 3rd round, or the 8th round?
I'm going to say 8 with Anthony's logic of it being the outlier here. I have no idea.
All right, final answer?
Yeah, it's going to be the final answer.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Kevin, identify the Arkansas Razorbacks right-hander who just set the Men's College World Series record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game.
Oh, I have no idea. I'll take the options again.
Is it Billy Chappell, Jimmy Key, or Gage Wood?
I really have no idea. You said Key was the second guy?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go with that guy. Final answer.
Question number 3. The 1999 St. Louis Cardinals featured 2 All-Stars, Mark McGwire and who else?
Was Jimmy here yet? Was Edmonds here? I'm going to just go Jim Edmonds, final answer. I don't know if he was here yet or not.
All right. Last question. Before he exploded with the Red Sox, David Ortiz was actually released by a different American League club. Name that organization.
Oh, boy, I should definitely know this one. I think it was somewhere in the north. I don't know, Toronto or Chicago or something. I guess I got to take the options again, unfortunately.
Was it the Minnesota Twins, the then Cleveland Indians, or the Toronto Blue Jays?
See, now I think it's the Twins. I think it is the Twins. I'm going to go with the Twins' final answer.
All right. Okay, we get Anthony in here. How you feeling, bud?
Not real good.
No, eh? Okay. Well, Anthony's on his way back in here from the Cone of Silence, where there was absolutely no action in there today. Anthony, did you take the time to listen to music or meditate?
I meditated.
Okay. I said meditate.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good, just making sure. All right, your category is baseball.
All right. I like baseball.
Pack a lunch.
Pack a lunch. Here we go. Cardinals infielder Thomas Saggese was the Rangers' 5th-round pick in the 2020 draft. But can you tell us the round in which Texas selected fellow prospect Tekoa Roby that June?
No.
No?
Options.
2nd, 3rd, or 8th round?
3rd, final answer.
Question number 2. Identify the Arkansas Razorbacks right-hander who just set the Men's College World Series record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game.
If I hear the name, I think I can get it. Options, please.
Billy Chappell, Jimmy Key, or Gage Wood?
Gage Wood. Final answer.
Question number 3. The 1999 St. Louis Cardinals featured 2 All-Stars, Mark McGwire and who else?
This is going to be a random name, most likely. Because if it's Mark McGwire and not one of the other stars, then it's going to be random. Can I have the options, please?
Options are Jim Edmonds.
Nope.
Kent Bottenfield.
Maybe.
Or J.D. Drew.
Yeah, give me Kent Bottenfield, please. Final answer.
Final question. Before he exploded with the Red Sox, David Ortiz was actually released by a different American League club. Name that organization.
Minnesota Twins. Final answer.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Okay. Carey, where do we start? Yeah.
Wherever.
All right.
Start there. Start with the final question.
Let's just go backwards.
Yeah, start there.
Okay.
One of us did well, one of us did not.
No, I'm going to mix it up here.
Yeah. You do your thing.
Question 4. Before he exploded with the Red Sox, David Ortiz was actually released by a different American League club. Name that organization. Kevin, you said the Minnesota Twins. Anthony, you also said the Minnesota Twins. Answer is
the Minnesota Twins.
But Anthony did not need the options. Let's go to question 1. Cardinals infielder Thomas Saggese was the Rangers' 5th-round pick in the 2020 draft. But can you tell us the round in which Texas selected fellow prospect Tekoa Roby that June? Kevin, you said I'm going to do the Anthony Stalter and take the outlier here. 8th round. Anthony said 3rd round with the options. Marshy, answer is?
The answer, 86th pick in the 3rd round.
Oh,
Tekoa Roby.
Wow.
Yeah.
I almost went 8th because of that whole line of thinking.
Okay, question 3.
But it felt too obvious in a non-obvious way.
Okay, there's a strategy, huh?
I guess.
Sure. Well, let's see if it worked here.
Said meditate earlier, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. The 1999 St. Louis Cardinals featured 2 All-Stars, Mark McGwire and who else? Without the options. Kevin said Jim Edmonds, Jimmy Ball game. With the options, Anthony went back to his outlier / non-outlier. Too much of an outlier, not sure.
This one makes sense. This is a pure outlier.
Crazy how your brain works. I have no clue.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
I thought you would have said 8th, but what do I know?
Said Kent Bottenfield. Answer is
Jim Edmonds was a great option. It's Kent Bottenfield.
So, Anthony up here 4-1 in the final question. We know this, but we'll go through it anyways. Identify the Arkansas Razorbacks right-hander who just set the Men's College World Series record for strikeouts in a 9-inning game, which happened to be 19 punch-outs versus Murray State. Kevin, you said Jimmy Key. Anthony, you said Gage Wood. Both of you used the options. Answer is?
It is Gage Wood.
Kevin.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Anthony got you 5-1. It's no wonder your wife doesn't like him.
I know. That was pretty terrible.
She doesn't. Not that she doesn't like you. She just doesn't like you.
As soon as I heard Bottenfield, I was like, oh, they traded him for Edmonds, I think. So I kind of knew I screwed that one up.
Nah. It happens. It happens, buddy. It happens.
I could be wrong on that, too. I'm wrong about a lot.
You had one target in mind, and you took out that target. So go home and celebrate.
That's true. That is definitely true. You didn't step on a Lego, by the way, did you, Carey?
I did not, but I did have to sit in the penalty box.
We tried to put Legos in the office, but he's got cat-like reflexes.
Crafty.
Very crafty.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, you guys are awesome. I got to say hi to my daughter real quick.
Sure.
Yeah, she's got a birthday. She's going to be 14 this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So
Happy birthday. Congratulations.
Yeah, she's starting high school, and she's a good kid. She's awesome. I'm very proud of her, so I had to make sure we said hi to her.
What's her name?
Hartley.
Hartley. All right. Happy birthday, Hartley.
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you again, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for listening, bud.
All right. Take care.
You too.
What?
As I was walking out, you were asking him
if his wife
also found me somewhat attractive.
Yeah.
I imagine that answer was not good.
It got better because he says, my wife said she wanted him to say hi to Carey. And he goes, and my mom wanted me to say hi to Jamie for her.
Oh, well, there you go. Good.
You know,
nice.
A lot of love in
There's
there.
a lot of love. Well, not for me, but you know what?
We love you, though,
I'll take
Anthony.
the dub. I'll take the dub. Yeah. No, you guys do. I appreciate it.
We do.
You guys pick up on the Billy Chappell being one of the options.
Billy Chappell. Yeah.
Hey,
did you see my face? I go,
Yep.
I remember the name because I remember looking. I'm like, is there any relation to Carey Wood here? So I couldn't remember the name off the top of my head though. Has the Nolan Arenado trade window officially closed? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Some interesting news coming from Jeff Passan about an hour ago. He says infielder DJ LeMahieu was designated for assignment by the Yankees. He's owed nearly $22 million on the remainder of his 6-year contract that ran through 2026. It's interesting to see teams release somebody with money on the books still. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you just have to pay them to go away, Anthony. That means they might be sitting at home and they're still collecting a check.
But a team typically doesn't want to do that.
No. A team that doesn't want to spend money for a player that's not playing doesn't want to do that. Correct.
Got it.
But you do have the ability to do that.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's weird.
I've never seen it done in St. Louis.
Oh. Wow.
You have seen it done.
Sorry, it's negative again. I'm being
you
negative
have seen
again.
it done.
And you know what? I'm not being negative. I'm just being sarcastic. You know what? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They've done it several times.
It's in St. Louis. They're in St. Louis.
And fairness to the Cardinals, Mo did it with Johnny Peralta. So there was that one time.
Jahani?
Mm-hmm. I think he was owed like $5 million.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, DJ LeMahieu, he's been designated for assignment. So you think to yourself, hey, Yankees need a third baseman. Jazz Chisholm was moved to second base full time, by the way.
Yeah.
So the Yankees have a need. This was the team that I always matched Arenado up with in the offseason. So good news, right? Arenado likely headed to New York for maybe some prospects, some pitching prospects at the deadline. Maybe even Aaron Judge is thrown into the mix. If the Cleveland Browns get into the mix somehow, then I think the trade will probably be Aaron Judge for Arenado, and we'll probably get some first-round picks out of the deal, too. Let's go with a callback.
That made me laugh.
Thank you.
That was funny.
Apparently, though, the Yankees are not interested in Nolan Arenado. According to John Heyman, the Yankees are keeping tabs on Rockies third baseman Ryan McMahon, the Pirates' Ke'Bryan Hayes, and former Yankee Isaiah Kiner Falefa. But apparently, Arenado is not on their radar because the higher-ups, quote, I'm quoting Heyman, the Yankees higher-ups don't love how Arenado is trending offensively, and he's due about $42 million through 2027.
Sounds like a deal to me.
Sounds like a deal to me, too. You guys think that the Arenado trade window has officially closed? Especially given the fact he's had some injuries now. He's in the lineup tonight, but he's been banged up.
Yeah. I think that the trade window closed after they couldn't get a deal done this offseason. And then I think the Cardinals probably felt good that they didn't trade him because they were winning games. And now you're kind of back in that middle where you're like, oh, we need to get Nolan Gorman every day at bats, and we need to make sure Alec Burleson is going to play every day. And, oh, what about Sajasi? Or, like, there are so many questions now. But I do think the opportunity has passed. I think there's no more opportunities for Nolan Arenado to be traded to another franchise, especially if you expect that franchise to take the bulk of whatever is left of the salary. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they're going to do that. He's playing outstanding at third base, but at the plate is probably what a team is looking for if they're trying to make a push. And I don't think the Yankees need another bat. I think Aaron Judge is doing every damn thing by himself if you need him to, but there's probably not an opportunity for Aaron Judge. For Nolan Arenado at this point.
I agree. I mean,
his whole window could close though.
I think for now, until some of that money starts going away, I think the only real opportunity the Cardinals have to move him is when he's on his last year of his deal, because I believe the money goes down in his last year.
And by that point, what does he look like?
Well, exactly. Who knows what he looks like offensively? If he's still the same defensively, there'll be service, somewhere available for him.
Mm-hmm.
But the Yankees, look, if they're really going to be going for it this year, they got to go find, even if they find a guy who's not a third baseman, but can, service at least enough and has a big bat. Like, I don't know. I think the window's closed for now.
So he's some of this has been paid already, but he's owed $21 million this season in total. Again, some of it has already been paid. In 2026, he's owed $16 million, and in 2027, Arenado's owed $15 million. So you're looking at $31 million after this year. I don't think that a team is willing to pay that for a glove. So I think the Cardinals are probably going to be on the hook for Arenado here, or they're going to have to pay for him to play somewhere else and this just open up the spot.
What is his last year? How much is it?
$15 million.
Yeah. See, that's serviceable. If the Cardinals said we'll pick up $5 million of that, I think somebody takes that.
And the Rockies are still they're on the hook for some of that, but again, the majority of it is on the book for the Cardinals. I think it's interesting that the Yankees to me seem like a perfect trade partner because of their frustration with DJ LeMahieu even coming into the year. Now he's DFA'd. And then, of course, you've got the situation with Chisholm moving over. They lost one of the third basemen earlier to injury. So it would make sense. Hopefully this is just a smokescreen, though.
Hopefully.
And the Yankees are actually interested in him. They just don't want to pay the freight. Would you move him and take some of the contract on?
Yes.
To free up the spot
You're
for
paying him
Gorman?
anyway.
Like, are you back to that? Because that was the idea in the offseason.
Yeah, how much?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Let's say you're paying the majority of it still. You're paying it anyways.
You're going to pay it anyways. It opens up a spot for somebody else.
Is it worth it to go that route and free it up for Gorman or Sajaci or whoever? Is there more value in that, or is there more value in just riding it out with Arenado?
15 and 16, that's 31. And 21 this year, you probably owe them 10 this year.
Yeah.
So $41 million left over the next 2.5 years.
That's a lot of money.
If you probably end up paying, I don't know, 25 of it, 30 of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever you can get off, you get off. Whenever you can, too. You get it off. You get it off the books. Whenever you can get it off, you get it off.
I agree with that.
Anytime. So that makes sense. If you're not going to have them playing, get it off.
Yeah. Fast.
Jamie agrees.
Brad Thompson joining us in 15 minutes. By the way, we're still taking your mic drops. Feel free to send in those mic drops to the 101 ESPN app. Top Star and Auto Center's 101 ESPN app. What are your expectations for the Blues this season? We're doing the mic drops in about an hour or so, so keep sending in those mic drops in. Have an opportunity to tell us what your expectations are. Who will be this year's Indiana in college football?
Oh, boy.
Carey has his answer, and you already know what it is. Are there other teams? It's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals back in action tonight after winning last night 4-2 over the Washington Nationals. First pitch is at 6:45. Andre Palante on the mound going up against Mackenzie Gore. We'll talk with Brad Thompson at 4:45, so stay tuned for that interview. But we're going to dive into some college football next. Who will be this year's Indiana in college football? That's next in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
This year's Indiana is Illinois, a team that their schedule is perfect, their roster is perfect, there is experience in the right places, and there is a guy at the helm. This case, Brett Bielema, knows exactly what he's doing.
That was Joel Klatt talking about Carey's Fighting Illini. Brett Bielema got those guys playing hard. And he said the Illinois Fighting Illini could be this year's version of Indiana. And, of course, Indiana last year was a surprise playoff team.
Indeed. Can I first give credit? Because Heather Dinich said it first. That's the first time. She's the first person that I heard say that.
So Joel
she said it
Klatt,
a couple of months ago.
According to Carey Davis,
I'm not saying he stole it. I don't know.
Cat.
I just heard
Fast Lane.
Heather Dinich say it first.
A real am singer, as you would say.
Absolutely. I like Joel Klatt, though. He's a good dude.
I just heard her say it first. But I agree with both of them. I think Illinois had an outstanding year last year. They were a 10-win team. Two of the losses came to Oregon and Penn State, both teams in the college football playoffs. The third loss came to a Minnesota team that it was a terrible loss by all accounts. You win that game, they are probably in the college football playoffs last season because the only two losses were two top 5 teams in the country. But no, they are set up, I think, in a really good way to be a really good team this year. The schedule, I think, fits very well for them. You don't have to go. You don't have to go to Ohio State. Ohio State comes to you. You don't have Michigan on the schedule. You don't have. Who else am I thinking of? You don't have Penn State on the schedule. So I think it sets up really well. And you don't have Oregon on the schedule this year either. So I think it sets up pretty well for the Illini to have a really good season. Again, you got Ohio State at home, but for me, that's the one game that I look at on the schedule and I say, maybe that'll be a tough one. It probably will be. But everything else I think is a winnable game.
NY in the Snake Pit said, how can Illinois be the next Indiana when Illinois is ranked? I'm assuming he meant ranked last year because there are no rankings.
There are not rankings yet this year.
Yeah, there are no rankings.
But Indiana came in. I think what Heather Dinich and Joel Klatt are saying is the team that came in and surprised everyone.
Right.
Like no one – now Illinois is not going to sneak up on some people because, again, they were a 10-win team last year. They played in some really good games, and again, they had the 3 losses, but they're returning so many of their players from last year. Pat Bryant, the receiver the all-everything receiver, he got drafted in the 3rd round to the Denver Broncos. But essentially, I think they were returning like 17 or 18 starters from last year's team, which – I think bodes well for what this program is. And then Coach B has done a great job in his tenure there. He got an extension a couple of months ago. Coach Bielema has been getting that team ready to roll week in and week out. And so I am personally excited for what the Illini will do this year. I'll be at every game, calling every game. Looking forward to it. Should be a great season. Hopefully I'll be at the Big Ten game, Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis.
I wouldn't play in that game. Don't play it. In case you lose.
Nah. You win it.
No, just don't play it.
Be good to go.
Yeah.
All the cool teams skip it.
New York hates Illinois and you, Carey. He says this reeks of last year's Mizzou team and expectations.
Cool.
Mizzou fan.
Cool.
Yeah. I think if you're looking for a team that...
Oh, what's his problem?
Well, he's kind of right.
Nah, he got an opinion. Yeah. Everyone has one. They're like a certain body part, you know?
They are.
They all stink.
Eyes.
No. Different one.
Ears.
A little lower. A lot lower.
Neck.
Mouth.
Keep going.
Could be, though.
Yeah. Belly button.
Getting closer.
I think that if you want to go for a true dark horse, and you're not looking at somebody that could be ranked when the first ranking comes out, I think the Central Michigan Chippewas are probably poised for something big. They got a new head coach. Army's offensive line coach is the new head coach for CMU. Wow. Got some big things going on.
There's another good answer. South Carolina from Mahomes Long Body. South Carolina, I think, is going to be what? Why you raise your hand?
Ranked?
No, I think South Carolina could be a team that could surprise some people too. Why'd you put your hands up?
I was talking.
I thought you were dead.
You're supposed to break down the schedule and everything.
Who's
Central Michigan?
Central Michigan?
Yeah.
No, Carey, go ahead.
How do you guys think Nebraska does this year?
Not well.
I don't think so either.
No, I really like their quarterback. I just hate Nebraska. It is a total like irrational. I've never liked Nebraska.
Let me tell you
Never, Bob.
Let me tell you something.
I grew up a Michigan fan, and that whole co-national championship in the 90s really got to me. I hate Nebraska football.
You should go.
I hate their uniforms.
Do they have the pink?
I don't even eat
away
corn
locker
anymore.
room?
No, that's Iowa.
That's Iowa. That's right.
You should go watch. Like I give a lot of Nebraska. I watched the game.
I went to
Nebraska football. I don't care. We played there last year. At night, it was one of the most electric environment I had been in. Like for a college football, it was pretty damn amazing.
I think that's great.
Champagne.
I think that's great. I like their quarterback.
I mean, on the road.
Oh,
I like their
no,
quarterback.
I didn't hear that.
Little Patrick Mahomes.
Little Patrick Mahomes.
Hear that.
Go check it out. Let me know.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm telling you right now, Carey.
I don't. You'll be changed. You'll think differently.
No, I won't.
You didn't like Tommy Frazier?
No.
What the hell is wrong with you? You didn't like? Why are you kidding me? Lawrence Phillips on the field?
Did I like Lawrence? No.
They were amazing.
All right, we gotta move on here. You're not gonna change my mind, okay?
Sorry.
And Marsh is gonna get real upset because you cut me off talking about CMU. Brad Thompson next on 101 ESPN.
Hanging with Brad Thompson on 101 ESPN.
Hanging breaking ball from Brad Thompson. And boy, does he get a swing on it. Lift and separate and see you later.
Hanging with BT is sponsored by St. Luke's, ranked top 2% in the nation for cardiac surgery by Health Grades. Visit stlukes-stl.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by 2006 World Series champion Brad Thompson, of course, on FanDuel as well, FanDuel Sports Network. BT, good to get a win last night, brother.
Boy, those are way more fun, let's be honest. Even if you had to wait 2 hours and 19 minutes to get that bad boy in, totally worthwhile after the back half of that road trip, because that one was kind of ugly. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that. Probably didn't even talk about it. So much else going on in the world of sports, you know.
Definitely.
All kinds of stuff, you know, in the PBA. I know you guys have been digging in on that.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Yeah, Brad, going back to that Cubs series, what are the realistic options for the Cardinals based on some struggles from Miles Mikolas and Erick Fedde?
Look, your realistic options, and I guess we're not going to talk bowling today. Fine. Look, right now, we all know that McGreevy is waiting in the wings, right? And this is a guy that has done nothing but prove himself every time out there. And on the surface, looks like an easy baseball decision. Well, decisions are a little bit murkier. They're a little bit different when it comes to money, no trade clauses, and trying to move pieces. And that's kind of what you're thinking about here, specifically when you look at Fedde. Fedde's not the one with the no trade. That's Miles Mikolas. But look, if the goal was, and I'm not saying that I know that the goal was, but if the goal was to get to the trade deadline and trade him, then you need to pitch him. Like I realize what the value looks like right now of the fact that he's had a couple of bad ones in a row. It has not looked good. He's talking about maybe he's overthinking things. Whatever the scenario is, the results haven't been there for him. But if you just bury him, you're not going to be able to get anything at all, right? If you let him go out there and have another turn, maybe he gives you a decent start. Maybe after the break he gives you another one. Maybe somebody wants to take on some of that money, and you can flip him. Or maybe he's just helping your ball club, and you hang on to it. So, look, I don't know what the exact answer is. I don't know what they're going to do. I would believe that there are different elements, different aspects of this team that are kind of conflicted, right? From a managerial standpoint, I would think that maybe you want the guy that's going to give you the best chance. From a front office standpoint, you're thinking about moving the piece like we talked about, or the future of it, what the next few weeks look like. So at the end of the day, for right now, where if everything is going to stay the way that it is, it comes down to execution, right? And for Fedde, it hasn't been there. He's had a lot of thigh-high mistakes. He's fallen behind in counts. He's nibbled a bit, and they were ready for it in that game on Sunday night, trying to win a series. Like, Ollie was ready, had his bullpen ready to deploy early. Unfortunately, after 3 innings, guys, you were down 9-0. So there's not a perfect answer for what they're going through right now.
So, BT, does the fact that, Michael McGreevy appears to be the only minor league pitcher ready to make that jump, the fact that he is the only guy and there's not much depth, does that come into play at all?
It absolutely does. I really do, especially if you're thinking about, I know a lot of fans say, get rid of Michaelis, get rid of Fedde, and throw these guys. You don't have depth. You don't have it. Like, you don't have those guys that are ready to jump in. Yes, McGreevy is ready, and he could jump in at any time. I think he'd be eligible to come back tomorrow, probably. I think that's what it plays out. But after that, you've got some young guys that they love. They love Tekoa Roby, one of the guys that came in that deal, the Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton deal from the Rangers a couple of years ago. Crazy high upside with him. Great fastball that rides up at the top of the zone. Good bender off of it. Quinn Matthews, minor league pitcher of the year a year ago. He's made his way back after spending a little bit of time on the IL. Like, they like the upside there, but still a guy that they believe needs some more time. But other than that, you really don't have like that depth piece sitting there that's waiting to fill into a spot. So yeah, Jamie, absolutely, that depth has something to do with it, because you make one move and then all of a sudden there's an injury, and the Cardinals have been so blessed this year to be as healthy as they have been. all of a sudden one injury hits, and then you're really digging deep, and then if another one hits, you're in some real trouble.
BT, what do they have to do, or what can they do about the right-handed hitting? They are heavy left-handed. Today you got Pozo and Pages both in the lineup, which I don't think that's something that the manager wants to do, but maybe you feel like you have to do because you don't have enough righties. How do they correct it, or is it just guys hitting the left-handed pitchers?
Yeah, look, especially as of late, left-handed pitching has been a real struggle. When you look at the overall record against left-handed pitching, it's been decent this year. I think there may be a game 16 and 17 against lefties. That's 12th in baseball, just against lefty starters. But the numbers as of late have been bad. And yeah, look, Pozo is giving you really good at-bats, and ideally, maybe you don't throw him in there as a DH. But if something happens to Pages, you can lose your DH. You can put him in there as a defense, as your catcher, and then work from there and just play an NL style of baseball. That's not that big of a deal. But he is giving you a chance. And at the end of it, you need Herrera back, guys. I don't think that any of us knew how important that Ivan Herrera was going to be to this lineup until you've seen him out of the lineup. They were really fortunate last time out with that bone bruise in his knee that he was able to jump back in so quickly and be ready. Well, the hamstring's taking a little bit longer. Their hope is that he'll go out on a rehab soon, that he'll be ready, hopefully at the back end of the All-Star break potentially. But, man, that guy is a huge key cog. Getting Arenado back in, I know that he's been healthy in large part, but only played one game so far this July. He's going to have to hit lefties. He's been a guy that has done that in his career, and you got one of the toughest ones in the National League in Mackenzie Gore tonight. Like, this is going to be a real test. But your best hitters this season have been left-handed, and that left-on-left is a real challenge.
Brad Thompson joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. BT, I'm going to ask you a question that is on everybody's minds, and you have probably no idea what the actual answer is, but you're a gentleman, a scholar. I know your answer. What are the Cardinals going to do at the deadline?
Yes.
And please be specific.
You know what? So there were a couple of years ago, and actually it's funny because I was donning this just the other day. Remember when we sold those shirts, and on the back it said 101 ESPN, the Fast Lane, and on the front it was two words, and they were pretty simple. It was be patient. Yes. They sold, man. They sold like hotcakes. Those bad boys. We should probably bring those back up in the shop because that be patient, fans like that. And I think that is exactly how you should look at the trade deadline right now, because there is, like, right this second, Anthony, let me ask you, right now, with where the Cardinals are in the standings, where they are in the wild card, what would you do as an organization right now?
Buy pitching, controllable pitching.
But it's going to controllable pitching cost you a lot of future prospects.
Yes,
too.
Sir. Yep, I'm thinking over the long term. If the biggest issue is the depth in the minor staff in the minor leagues, I mean, I'm trying to get young, controllable pitching, and I know that's going to cost, and I know it's going to cost some bats. But I mean, if it costs bats, that'd be fine. Just go catch some and just give me some. That'd be great. But in all seriousness, like I'd be looking. I'm not saying they would acquire any, but I would be looking to add some young, controllable pitching if I could.
And what you're doing there then is selling, right? Because you sell pieces to get young, controllable. Yeah. So
for the future, obviously. I'm not just talking about this year. I'm not just talking about this season, obviously.
Yeah, right. But you would be selling on the season, right? And that's not what you want to acquire is a smart thing. That is something that we just talked about, the depth of the pitching, especially at the higher levels of the minor leagues. That's a really good thing. So I really do believe that the way that they are looking at this, and it sounds like it's like, hey, just buying us time by saying it, but it's true, and it's true for a lot of teams in baseball. When you have so many teams within striking distance, especially within the wild card, it is going to come down to the wire. This is going to be how good are these guys playing? We know what the issues are, right? I don't think that your needs are going to change, but what you're willing to do to get those needs may change if you're making a push, if you're in the thick of things, if you're nipping at the heels of the Cubbies just like you were a week ago, or if you're in that wild card spot. I really do believe the decisions on this are going to come close to the wire. But the question is, too, if you want to be that quote-unquote seller, what are you really selling? Like, what What is it? Because we talked about Fedde and we talked about Mikolas. Arenado, we know his situation with his no trade situation. Got a couple of teams that he would talk to. You do have Helsley in the back end. I don't even think that you're set up to be a traditional seller either. If I had to look into my crystal balls, Anthony, which we used to do all the time.
Yeah, you got one for backup. Absolutely.
Used to like that.
Yep.
You always have to have a backup. Anybody that used to have a Magic 8 Ball knows that those things only work half the time. If you don't have 2 Magic 8 Balls, forget it. You're not playing the game right. Anyway, looking into the crystal balls, I see this team being, and maybe one ball saying something, one ball saying something else. But I'm seeing buy and sell. I think that you get a bit of a hybrid here when you look into the balls.
Good call. Well, Brad.
Yeah. When you're right, you're right.
When you're right, you're right. People, you normally have to pay for this type of information, but you're just in and out. I love it. Absolutely.
Could be
love
another
it.
T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Carey?
We'll cut you in on it.
I was going to ask you about Sonny Gray's performance last night. Was that just a symptom of the late start for the team and not being able on his normal routine and heading into that game?
Yeah, so what that was is Sonny Gray is as regimented as any starting pitcher that I have ever been around or heard of. Like, he has got a routine, and he rides it. And obviously it has worked quite well for him. So in that ball game last night, there were a couple of times downstairs, at least twice, where they thought they were going to go, then they thought the game was going to be banged, right? So he's ramping up, ramp down, ramp up, ramp down. And he had to do that. That's a lot that goes into it. I know it seems silly, and it's one where you would love to just be able to ease into it. That's just not him. Like, he's got his routine, and again, it has worked very well for him. He's been one of the best big league pitchers since he came onto the scene, right? So that was more of a product of all the work that was done that we didn't get a chance to see in 70 pitches of ramping up. Very fortunately, it worked out quite well with the way that the Nationals lineup stacked up. You were able to go Mats, you went Maton, then you had right off the top, you had JoJo with all the lefties they had stacked, and then Helsley was able to shut it down. So health-wise, he's totally fine. But after 5 innings and 70 pitches with all the work that went in before, I think that Sonny was probably gassed.
Brad, we know that you're not gassed. You got plenty left
I'm ready
to go
rock
here.
and roll, guys.
Yeah.
I got my crystal balls, and they're saying victory.
Let's go, baby.
Heck yeah, absolutely. Even though there's a lefty on the bump tonight for Washington, I think there's got good things for the Cardinals coming.
Look, Mackenzie Gore has no idea the pain that is coming his way.
Mm-hmm.
He's already, by the way, and I don't know if this is true or not, but we're probably going to run with it because God got it from a reliable source. Mackenzie Gore has already had enough success in St. Louis. We got a little note that maybe, just maybe, on the off day, he went golfing at Ambrier, which is beautiful out there in Waterloo, Illinois, and apparently got a hole-in-one.
Oh, wow. What? That guy's a winner.
Well, so used his bullets already, though. So he'll get to think about that while he's in the shower in the third.
Yes. Heck yeah, Brad. Absolutely. All right, brother. We love you, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, love you, fellas. I'll see you next week, and hopefully we're talking about all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Yeah, we got the All-Star break coming up here, Brad. So.
We'll break down the Derby.
Yeah, definitely.
Do it.
Yes. Yeah, everybody loves Derby talk. See you, Bob. Later. It's our guy, Brad Thompson, FanDuel Sports Network. Good stuff. Yeah, hole-in-one, huh, for Mackenzie Gore. Unbelievable.
Is that good?
Major League Baseball pitcher.
Yep.
Stud, and you're doing stuff like that. What a jerk. Biggest question of the day next on 101 ESPN.
biggest question of the day. Brought to you by Mentality. Our patients experience a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Reclaim your health at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
5:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. So the biggest question of the day is, if the Cardinals need pitching depth so badly, then why not buy it at the deadline? Now, I realize it's not as easy as that. I realize that it's going to hurt to get some pitching at the deadline. But guys, just hear me out for a second, okay? And by the way, we can totally file this under the Cardinals will never do this.
Oh, okay.
Hell will freeze over before the Cardinals do anything like this. But just hear my sales pitch for a second here, and then you can crap all over it. All right? Mm-hmm. Last week I brought up Sandy Alcantara as a possible trade target for the Cardinals. Somebody that is coming off Tommy John. He had a rough go of things when he first came back. He's rounding into form, though. He's got a contract that goes through 2027.
Okay.
His teammate is Edward Cabrera, somebody with plenty of upside, big league experience. He's only 27. His deal or arbitration goes through 2028. There's also Mitch Keller for the Pirates, whose contract goes through 2028, and Lucas Giolito for the Red Sox, who very inconsistent, but he's starting to round into form as well. His deal goes through 2026. These are all pitchers that are 30 years old or younger, and they're all controllable beyond next season outside of Giolito. Would you guys be interested if the pitching depth, as we know, is so terrible at the minor league level? Would you guys be interested in giving up some offense in order to get some youngish pitching that is controllable beyond this season?
When you say giving up some offense, who?
Yeah, that's
you're talking. You're likely talking about a Nolan Gorman, a Jordan Walker, a Thomas Ajacey.
So you mean younger guys that aren't as established? So not a Alec Burleson, a Lars Nootbaar.
No, if we're talking about teams that are not in contention, we're talking about swapping young, controllable offense for young, controllable pitching.
I don't know, Anthony.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
All right.
I would feel more comfortable with drafting and developing and getting or like some prospects, some guys that I feel like have a higher ceiling. I think Sandy Alcantara he's been very good. He won a Cy Young Award, I think, but I don't know if that drastically shifts. Now you're trading, robbing Peter to pay Paul, potentially. You could be running into some issues on the offensive side if you do that. How many of those guys are you getting rid of to get a Sandy Alcantara? You think it's a 1-for-1 trade?
No.
A Nolan Gorman for Sandy Alcantara?
It might not
that
be.
would work. I do.
I'm just saying you're gonna balk at it no matter what it is. It's not unlike the Zach Bolduc trade where you're like, hey, you lost Zach Bolduc. People are gonna be pissed. But what you're getting in return is a 22-year-old, defenseman
who has a high ceiling.
Who's got a high ceiling.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand it's not apples to apples, but what I'm saying is,
give me one of those guys in the pitcher form, and then we can talk. Because I don't think the Blues make that trade for a 30-year-old defenseman that has the same upside. That's just like if you're trading a younger player, you probably want a younger player in return. I understand the finances and the money being on the books and you not having to re-sign guys and go back to the table in that regard. But I don't think the Blues make that trade for trading Zach Bolduc for a 30-year-old defenseman, even if he's a right-handed with high ceiling like that. Like you trade him for Logan Mailloux because he's a guy that has really high upside, but you don't really know what he is just yet.
Yeah.
But you believe that he is a difference maker and it's something that you needed. So trading away younger players that I still don't know, like the book is not out on them yet, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Unless I was getting something in return kind of similar to what a Logan Mailloux is.
Jamie?
Yeah, it's tough because here I am earlier talking about, starting over with Jordan Walker. But would the idea of getting an established pitcher over a question mark in Jordan Walker? Yeah, maybe. But would that team do it, though? Like, how much else are you having to throw in that deal to make it happen? I don't know. I guess it would be, for me, it would come down to what is the cost of doing business, ultimately. We can sit here and, imagine what the price tag might be for, let's say, Sandy Alcantara. Mm-hmm. But we may not know that. Like, Jordan Walker might be enough because that's, the Marlins team is a team that, what are they doing,
Yeah.
And Sandy Alcantara, to me, is a very interesting name. It's an interesting project to bring back a guy who had such amazing stuff and was so dominant. He hasn't been that way since coming back from his surgery or his injury. But it's there, or at least it was there. And if you've got him for a couple of years, you can start building around some of that too. Like adding him with Sonny Gray and Matthew Liberatore. The rotation looks better. You get McGreevy and Palante. Get rid of some of the back end stuff. And then where's Tekoa Roby? Maybe he's right around the corner. Quinn Matthews. The price tag to me would definitely dictate how I feel about it.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, I would do it. I would do it. You need pitching. You need pitching badly, and you need pitching beyond this year. I think we're all assuming that Michael McGreevy will come up and he'll just be just fine. We don't know what Michael McGreevy is.
We don't know about injuries either.
Yeah. Palante is better as a five than a third. And you don't know what you have beyond Michael McGreevy. We could talk about Quinn Matthews. We could talk about St. Kent's. We could talk about all these prospects. But I know that we've got some bats that are either blocked or we don't know what the hell they are, and we're hoping that they're going to do something, yet they're blocked. So if I could add some young, controllable pitching, and when I say young, I'm talking relatively young, and I can avoid the 35-year-old stopgap again and again and again, I'd be interested. Plus, and I don't know what the actual trade is. It would be much easier. This is the problem with hypotheticals. I don't know what the actual deal is. But you would be buying somewhat low on Sandy Alcantara, somewhat low on Lucas Giolito.
Yeah.
Somewhat. You wouldn't be buying low on Keller, but just an idea. Just a thought.
I'm not mad at it.
No,
okay.
I don't hate it.
All right. I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take it. You guys don't want to improve the pitching, but I'll take it. All right. We're going to get to your... I'm sorry, that wasn't fair. That was toxic. It's a toxic comment. I apologize.
Because we never said that.
Yeah.
He heard us.
I felt it, though. You guys hurt me, so I tried to hurt you.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was. That's how life goes, though.
I'm sorry, guys. Yep. I should feel that way.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
What are your expectations for the Blues this upcoming season? For those that left us a mic drop, you'll probably hear it next on 101 ESPN.
My expectations for the Blues after this offseason is Stanley Cup champions, baby. All the way. Jordan Binnington going 16-0 in the playoffs. Woo-wee!
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
16-0. Oh, that was Anthony. Yeah, you know what? We are sick of your crap. You know?
What crap is
that? You're just not on board with the Blues and them winning the Stanley Cup.
Oh, does it make you mad? Does it make you mad? Like when you guys suggested that, I don't know, the Cardinals should add pitching, and then I said, nah, they're fine.
Who said that?
I did. Last segment.
What?
He
didn't say that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that one.
I want to improve the Cardinals. You guys just want to talk a big game about how they should improve, and then you just leave them in mediocrity.
We leave them in mediocrity?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have the ability to trade or sign or DFA. Or
You have to manifest it. Okay? And at the Carey, at the least, you have to hold these people accountable.
If you really want this done, you know how to get it done. You got to talk to Marshy. He's got to bless the couch.
Oh, yeah.
If you want it done, Anthony, don't look at me. Don't look at Jamie. We hold no power. Marshy can bless a couch and put a bow tie on it. And
why would you put a bow tie?
Because it's Mo. He's channeling Mo.
No, I never did that.
Not yet.
No, they would have lost if I would have done that.
You're trading. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That couch is probably gone. This was over 10 years ago.
Yeah, get a new couch.
It's a hell of a couch.
It was a hell of a couch.
Damn right it was.
I don't know where it is. It retired it.
If you've got Marshy's old couch, text into the Air Comfort Service text.
This should go well.
Let us know where we can pick that up.
Yeah.
Or Marshy will come to your house and personally bless it.
What are your expectations for the Blues this upcoming season? We asked for your mic drops. That was Jeff in the opening, along with me. And here's Mike.
I'm higher on the Blues than I have in many years. I think they get in the playoffs and win the first round of whoever they play. I really think that is what we're looking at. Maybe win a second round series or better. But right now, I'm telling you, I kind of like the way everything is going for their roster and, of course, a strong coach.
I think that's how the majority of fans feel right now.
I think everyone is excited about where the Blues are right now. I think, a couple of years ago, you missed the playoffs for 2 years, and then you have just gradually seen the shift in personnel, in talent, coaching. Like you've seen it happen over the last 2 or 3 years where you're more excited. And I think despite losing that game with 1.6 seconds where you allow the one more goal to tie the game, despite that, you're still looking for, like, you left that series like, man, we left some meat on the bone. We have a team that can make a push for a conference final, for a team that, I don't know if they're a Stanley Cup final team just yet, but I could see them. I said just yet.
Oh, no.
See, that hurt. See what he did?
That hurt.
Just yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were knocking on the door of a conference final. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, I'm excited. You, Anthony?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
At least I said something. All right, here's the 618 who left us a mic drop.
What do I think the Blues season will be like this year? I'd probably say close to the same as last year. For the simple fact is, the Army did a lot of good. I think he did a lot of things well in the offseason. The only thing is, he didn't go out and get a Matthew Tkachuk or a Brady Tkachuk or somebody that's a stud. And even though there wasn't really one available, I understand that, but still, if you don't have that guy, you are not winning a championship. So, and when Army had a chance to get a Matthew Tkachuk, he didn't do enough to go get him. So, it's going to take to have a stud to win a championship, especially to take Florida out. So you got to have a stud, man. I think you'll get in. I think you'll probably be eliminated in the first round again. And until you get that stud, I don't think you'll do much. That's just my opinion.
Thank you to the 618. Always a voice of reason.
You didn't have one.
Who would you guys consider the stud in 2019?
Ryan O'Reilly.
Okay, so how many points did Ryan O'Reilly have that year?
Oh, God, it couldn't be
65.
that many.
I'm just
probably like 50, 60-ish.
He had 65.
Oh, okay.
Anthony has no idea. I'm lucky. He had more
You
than
did
that.
answer that very quickly.
Well, honestly, if we're being honest, your stud was Jordan Bennington.
Very true.
You're right. Mm-hmm. He had 61 points. So
no idea, huh? 4 off.
My point is, you didn't have a Matthew Tkachuk or a Brady Tkachuk. And Brady Tkachuk, I love him as a player, but he's yet to get his team over the hump, too. Now it's a good young team, and it was a rebuild, and I get all that. And one day he'll get his flowers. I'm pretty sure of it. But you didn't have those guys in 2019, and you won a cup. So I think if you assemble the right group of players, you don't necessarily have to have that so-called stud. You know, like the death by 1,000 cuts is a real thing. And, you know, like you look at the Vegas Golden Knights, when they won it with a very defense-heavy first team. They had Jack Eichel, who's a really good player. He had a so-so year that year. Alex Pietrangelo, obviously a very good defenseman. But, you know, it's the team game that wins it. Now, Tampa had a bunch of studs on their team. We know that. Florida's not loaded with studs either, though. Like, you got to look at this. Like, you got an aging Brad Marchand, Matthew Tkachuk, who I think his highest point total in the NHL has been 107. It's really good. It's not like 150, 120. Barkov, who, you know, he's one of the best two-way players, but it's not like you don't have that guy, you know, like that Draisaitl, McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Kucherov.
You need the right pieces for your team and how your team is constructed. And Florida has done a really good job at that. Those guys have bought into their role, and they do it at an elite level. That doesn't mean they're necessarily superstars, though. I think the Blues are on their way to finding the right pieces for what Jim Montgomery wants out of his team. If you look now, you know, they're building their bottom six to be a pretty heavy bottom six that would play very well in the playoffs.
And they did last year, too. That team was built for playoff hockey. It really was. I mean, it sucks and it stings that they lost the way they did at the end of the game, but that team should have advanced to the next round. And a lot of people I talked to in the hockey world last year, this past season, after the playoffs, felt like the Blues would have had a really good chance against Dallas, too. And that's a team that doesn't have a stud right now, the Blues.
By the way, Blues box says, FYI, O'Reilly had 77 points in our Cup winning year, 61 points the following year. So, Jamie, you were wrong. Chester,
he's right.
Carey's guy, I was wrong, too.
Yeah. Still 77 points. 77 points.
Right.
Anthony was
Come
closer.
on.
Chester, that's Carey's guy, says, Jamie's making sense again. Mute his mic. We don't tolerate that in these parts.
I totally agree. Mute my mic, please. Send me home.
All right. Ed's got the final word on this one.
Guys, I decided not to say what I want to see from the Blues next season, but what I expect to see from them. Here is my list. I wrote it down.
Nice.
I expect 100 points from Thomas, 80 from Carey. I expect greatness from a full season of Monty. I expect Broberg and Holloway to take another step. I expect 20 from Snuggie, 25 from Neighbors, and I expect a top 5 D. And then let's throw some power play numbers in there I don't know anything about. And I mean, yes, I won all those things, but we should expect them because we're a really good team now, not just an up-and-coming team. And so I expect greatness. Hit me with your best shot.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I didn't see that
coming from him.
I did not. But you could tell he was
warming up to something.
He was ramping up to the grand finale there.
Yeah. And he knew he needed a grand finale.
He knew we just wanted his best.
Yeah.
He gave us his best.
Shot.
Yes.
To fire away. All right. Thank you for all your mic drops. Carey?
Oh.
Hit me with your best shot.
And fire away. Come on, hit me with your best shot.
Come on, Carey.
I have no clue. Is it a woman?
Yes.
Madonna.
Oh,
Marshy?
No, I have no idea.
I know it is a woman, though. Well, it could be. It could be a man's name as well.
The name.
Oh, Jamie Barry Rivers.
I do sing it, but I'm not the original.
It's Pat
McAfee.
No.
Pat Benatar.
Pat Sajak.
Pat McAfee. Pat Sajak.
Pat Maroon.
I bet Patty Maroon has sang.
Guys, come on.
Patty Marlowe, Anthony's favorite player.
Got an autographed shirt. He's pretty proud of, too.
I did see that when he brought it in.
So
That
he's going to hand it down to Killian and just keep handing it down, Stalter to Stalter to Stalter. I admire that about you. History, a piece of love that you're passing on to family members.
You're a piece of something.
Hey, Anthony, I'm aware.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Beat the streak. Bet
You're
the board.
aware that I am?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Takes one to know one, you know?
You know, Carey.
I don't know anything.
Well, now you know Pat Benatar. Not her, but the song. McAfee. No. Beat the streak. Bet the board next on 101 ESPN.
Are you looking to sell your home right now? Weather's beautiful outside. Carey's getting choked up. He knows that selling a house is difficult. Don't make it difficult. Call Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So many questions that people always have, and the market changes every 6 months. So imagine if you haven't sold your home in 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it may be. Lots of things have changed. Don't be guessing. Don't just hire any agent off of a sign. No. Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty has been in the business for over 20 years, and she's going to guide you the right way, and she's going to make sure that you list your home for the right price. Why is that important? Because if your house is listed improperly, you either sit there too long or you sell too quickly and you lose money because you were under the right value. Don't do that. Price your home the right way so that you sell fast and get the most money. That's why you need to call Gloria Lou. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals back in action tonight after defeating the Washington Nationals last night by a final score of 4-2. Andre Palante on the mound tonight going up against Mackenzie Gore. First pitch is at 6:45. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Brad Thompson, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have Beat the Streak and Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time for Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis.
You got lost.
I did. I was going to say bet the board. You know me too well.
Beat the board, I said one day.
Yeah. We're going to beat that board right now. No, we're going to play Beat the Streak.
Later.
Yep, that's
after this.
Later. Beat the Streak. We got our guy Colin back on the line. What's up, Colin?
Hey, how's it going, boys? Glad to be back.
Yeah, we're happy you're back as well. Marsh, what are the latest streaks for everybody?
All right, everybody got a hit last night, so a little round of applause for all of us. Yes. Anthony, you're at a streak of 5.
Thank you.
Jamie is at 2.
Yes.
And then Colin, Carey, and myself are all at 1.
All right. Gentlemen, please give me Lars Taylor Tatsui New Bar. You get a hit tonight, please. Thank you. Jamie.
Me? Haven't done this in a while. I'm going to double down. Give me Contreras.
Carey disgusted.
Good job.
Colin?
You don't mean it.
Jamie's killing me. I did some research, pulled in the Beat the Streak leader, and he suggested Contreras. And I guess Jamie was in on that convo. So let's go. Let's do Arenado tonight.
Oh, so you're talking to your brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to go to the champ, right?
All right, yeah.
Give me Mason Wynn. I'll double down as well. Not the only one.
Marsh?
Damn it. I wanted Arenado. All right, let's take a look here. Why don't I double down to? Give me Pozo.
All right, there you have it. I took Nootbaar. Jamie selected Wilson Contreras. Colin, our listener, went with
Nolan Arenado.
CD went with Mason Wynn. And Marcia just went with Pozo. That is Beat the Streak. Colin, thanks, pal. Good luck to you.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. All righty, from Beat the Streak to Bet the Board now. All right, latest standings from the one and only Andrew Marsh.
All right, gentlemen. Anthony, the Twins won last night. In fact,
they did.
They kicked butt. They kicked some Cub butt.
Let's go.
So the Twins give you 4 points.
I'm happy for other people, Carey. You should try it.
Jamie, your New York Mets also won.
Yeah, they did.
You are now at 3 points.
Right behind you.
Carey, you picked the Cubs. They lost. You're stuck at 3. And gentlemen, I finally secured my first point of the month.
Attaboy, Marshy.
Even though Sonny Gray went 5 innings last night, had 70 pitches. He managed to get 6 strikeouts. That's all I needed.
Efficient.
So I am on the board.
Put it on the board, yes. All right. I am going to go with our St. Louis Cardinals. Minus 143.
Hey, for that. All right, I'm going to go with the backup plan, which was the Atlanta Braves at minus 120.
Where are you at? Where are you looking?
Where?
He's right. I'm verifying it right now. Minus 120.
That was your problem.
Mine said 157. It must have adjusted. I just refreshed.
Oh, well, either way, he's still well within the framework.
Hey,
minus 157?
No, minus one.
Mine said 157. That's why I just refreshed. I had to refresh.
Stay in your lane.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Worry about your bet.
I had to refresh.
Trust me, I've seen you got a lot. You got enough to worry about. Okay.
That was harsh.
True, but harsh.
That wasn't even a crab sandwich. That was just crap.
Straight down the pipe.
Yeah.
Kind of was.
Yeah.
I told you guys.
Yeah, he did. You told us earlier. Yeah. It's on me, I guess. Give me. Marcia, you go ahead.
Stings the
I'm not
nostrils.
gonna have the same thing.
Give me Aaron Judge. No, I'm kidding. Man, I hate to do this. Cardinals not great against lefties, though. Give me Mackenzie Gore over 5.5 strikeouts at minus 110.
Shame.
You know, people are right.
What people, Anthony?
Listeners. The listeners are right.
What did they say?
Some of this show is really negative towards the Cardinals. Yeah, some.
Not all of it.
No.
I never said they could lose, though. They can still win.
You're implying it.
No, I just...
With your they stink against lefties.
Well, they do.
Mackenzie Gore's going to dominate their faces. We know how you feel.
6 strikeouts.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, he could have a high pitch count. He's out by the 5th inning. Cardinals score 4 in the 6th inning, and they win 5-3.
You know what, Marsh? I'll take it.
Give me Manny Machado. 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. Minus 140. And make sure he's in the lineup. There he is. Second. I didn't check that.
Go ahead and verify it.
Yeah, make sure he's in the lineup.
Go ahead and verify it while we're still on the line.
Yeah, we good.
You good?
We're good.
We cool?
We're good.
All right.
I wouldn't trust him.
What? Well, it would have benefited us if he wasn't in the lineup.
True.
So, all right.
What the hell are you talking about, 618?
What's wrong with it now?
What happened?
He's talking about yesterday. Thought he was talking about today.
Hey, maybe he's listening to the podcast.
Maybe. And of course, CD picked the Cubs.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday you did, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And that was disgusting. That's why I went with the Twins.
You should have picked him again today so they could lose another game.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know what are you mad at me for?
CD could single-handedly bring the Cardinals back into the NL Central conversation.
But he decided not to.
Chose not to.
We know that when CD says and or texts something, it has a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's correct.
He, in fact, derailed the Edmonton Oilers in that Stanley Cup.
Absolutely.
I think
people of Edmonton on Twitter are very aware of this, by the way. I think Carey has all them blocked.
They're more mad at me or Stuart Skinner?
You. They say that you were the cause of it, that you put the ultimate jinx on their team. Sad. Entire country suffering.
Sad that the guy that actually plays hockey didn't do good at hockey.
It's not about the players, Carey. You said yesterday it's all the coach's fault.
Well,
and people who believe or don't believe.
Too.
Yeah.
Chuck's brother.
What we learned, 3 starts of the day, and maybe some criticism, some compliments. Next on 101 ESPN. You know, if you've owned a home long enough and you've done some remodeling projects, we've all been there. You've gone with the budget-friendly remodeler, and all of a sudden you got a half-finished kitchen or a half-finished bathroom. You've got mystery charges that were added to the project. You've got contractor who vanished. You got kids, that are crying because mom and dad didn't get that remodeled kitchen or bathroom. You got to go with Mosby Building Arts. Because your family deserves better. Go with the team that knows what they're doing. They fix what the wrong guys mess up. More importantly, they get it right the first time. Honest pricing. They got beautiful, practical design. A team that treats your home like it's their own. I've seen it for myself. Mosby Building Arts. is fantastic. Even when you're going out of town, you're trusting the contractors to do the work right because you decide to go on a vacation and let the remodelers kind of take over. Go with Mosby Building Arts. You can trust them even when you're not home. Peace of mind shouldn't be a luxury. That's why you go with Mosby. Call Mosby Building Arts, 314-909-1800, or visit callmosby.com. You can schedule a free consultation. See for yourself why you won't want to go with any other remodeler. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company. All right, if you missed anything from today's Fast Lane show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Marsh, why don't you go first?
What did I learn today?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm asking you.
I learned that Brad Thompson always has bowling on his mind. Even when we're in the heat of the summer, important Cardinal games going on.
Yeah.
Lots of drama surrounding the starting rotation. BT wants to talk about bowling.
He loves that bowling.
I respect it.
Yeah.
And crystal balls.
And a lot of crystal ball talk today.
Yeah.
Yep. Always
Magic
have
8
two.
ball, crystal balls. You got to have 2 Magic 8 balls, is
Loves
what
that
he said
ball.
earlier.
Yeah.
You guys play with the bumpers up or no?
No, never.
No.
Never. I don't even let my kids play it that way. You got to learn what failure is.
For sure.
If you don't fail, how the hell do you even care about getting better?
This is true.
You don't feel that embarrassment of that gutter ball time and time again. No bumpers.
Good call, Jamie. Really good call.
Yeah.
Gary, what'd you learn today?
I learned that there are limits to where Marsh will go for the Cardinals' success. He's not trying to find the couch to bless it. Didn't want to put a bow tie on it. It's just not his thing anymore. And so he can't help our Cardinals in a trade scenario or a free agent scenario because he doesn't care enough.
What?
He doesn't care enough. Bless the damn couch. He refuses. So I don't even know where the couch is. Well, find it then.
You should at least know where it is.
Yeah.
Did anybody text in? It's a green couch.
Nobody texted in.
Texted in.
It's probably still in the same place you left it, Marshy. You just don't care enough.
It was my mom's couch. I think she sold it.
So got to get that phone number. Got to find out who she sold it to.
By the way, we do have your shot to score a pair of 4-day passes for Major League Pickleball, sponsored by Stella Artois next Thursday, July 17th through next Sunday, July 20th at Chaffetz Arena. Hosted by the hometown St. Louis Shock, this event will be the largest indoor pro pickleball event ever. And if you have the correct answer right now to the Air Comfort Service text line, if you're the 101st texter with the correct answer, then you'll get to go see that pickleball event. What year did Marsh bless that couch that we were talking about? What year did the Cardinals bless that couch? Did Marshy bless the couch for the Cardinals? What year? 101 listeners can also get a special discount on single-day and 4-day tickets by using the code WXOS. Find all the details and a bonus chance to win free tickets for Major League Pickleball at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. Jamie, still haven't heard from you, but just real quick, what I learned today is even if you have the read right in front of you, you may miss it until the last segment.
Yeah. But you got it.
Yeah, damn right. Thank you, CD. Jamie, what'd you learn today?
I learned, it started yesterday, but really today, and we just watched the video, Anthony, that if you're obliterated on a golf course, you probably shouldn't take 15 minutes to tee up your ball and then call out a former NHL enforcer telling him you're going to kick his butt and that he's a wimp, basically, and then get fed your lunch over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Bang, bang, bang.
And who was the enforcer again?
Nick Tarnasky.
I think the best part of that video was not the punches, but when the guy got up for the third time and Nick just threw him literally 10 feet.
10 feet in the air.
Like just flat out threw that guy.
Yeah.
Grown man. Just threw him.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's all over social media. Just punch in golfer fighting hockey guy.
Yeah.
You'll get your video.
Not great. Bacon Wrap Wiener said they offered to let them play through.
No, because then he got back on the tee box and was flexing his muscles.
Yeah. Look, things happen. Marshy?
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
We're gonna give the third star of the day to that magic couch.
Okay, even though we can't find it.
Don't know where it is.
It did its job.
Yeah.
Back in. Well, don't say it just yet.
Well, I'm sure we got a winner now, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Second star of the day goes out to John, who was traded earlier today. But he was a good sport. He was a good sport.
I took that back. I took the trade. The trade didn't go through.
He's been in the
put him on the block.
He left. He had to pack his bags.
Well, yeah.
Where'd he go?
Pending physical, of course. He could be back tomorrow.
Miami?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
First star of the day goes out to Ed singing Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee.
Nope, not Pat McAfee.
Not Pat. McAfee.
No.
Madonna.
No, CD.
Pat Benatar?
No, yes.
Yes.
Who is she?
She sang, "Get Me With Your Best Shine."
I'll look that up. I'll look into it.
See ya.